We're good to go,
Here
maybe.
we are.
And
There we go.
am I streaming? Hooray! And it looks pretty good.
It also
Let's
popped
see
up.
what I can hear. Can I hear? Can I hear? I can. I'm too loud though.
Okay, there's that. Okay. It also, when I
Where's...
restarted it, it popped up some windows I had open from the other day. All right, that's fine.
It sounds like it just lagged out. So
Okay. I'm gonna turn this down here, actually, a little bit.
Yeah, it probably did.
Can y'all still hear me?
yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Good.
Yep.
I feel like I'm super
Be right
loud.
back.
Time to die. Did you guys see what I posted in gaming text for Regency Cthulhu?
Take a look.
Oh no.
Mm.
What was that?
You saw it, Kevin. It's my it's my list.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay,
Oh,
that's what
very
you're
good.
talking about.
Things to
Very
hopefully
useful.
do.
Looks about right. Yeah.
Since it's we have to talk. We're in the middle of talking to Cameron and Collins. We had just all agreed to go talk to them, I believe, when we last left.
I think that's where we left off.
Yeah, you two have talked to them, and you came down to talk to us, and we decided, yeah, we'll go talk to them as we'll all go talk to them.
This at the club on
Yes.
Monday night.
Yep.
I believe it was
Monday
Monday night.
night. Yeah.
And based on their math, it's likely you only have until Friday. That the conjunction
Right.
isn't work. It's probably going to end
140
by
hours.
their math. Yeah, by their math, it should end around 7 or 8 a.m. on Saturday.
And we conjectured that likely um, it was going to be Friday night that Father Brown would do this, but that's pure conjecture.
Well, they normally hold their services on Friday,
Yep.
and there is one more Friday left.
Yep.
But that doesn't mean it won't happen earlier. What it means
Yep.
is what we know is it's not going to happen later than Friday.
Yep.
It might happen earlier than Friday.
Oh God.
So you have a hard stop at one end, but not the other right
Uh
now.
huh. Uh huh. Uh huh.
So whatever they're going to do, they're going to do it sometime between now and Friday, inclusive.
And what day is today?
Monday night.
Today's it's Monday,
Monday, okay.
about close to midnight.
Oh, it's that late.
Yeah.
So
So
yeah,
you
we
have
roughly have
It's okay.
we roughly
Rose isn't
have
home.
72 hours.
Rose isn't home.
Yeah.
I can stay out as
Yeah.
late as I want.
this is true. You sent your family to the country, I believe.
Yes, in case London ends up nuked.
Yep.
So,
So yes, you can stay out as late as you like.
so we're going up to Cameron and Collins' room.
I believe that was the case.
Yeah.
They have a room at the club.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going back to their apartment after someone burglarized it.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not talking about
I
that.
don't think they know that's you.
They don't. They don't know who did it. I believe that it
Mm.
was. It was kind of put to them. Well, no, we did such a wonderful job. They might not even know somebody burglarized it. Because remember,
Oh,
somebody shot a dude in the hallway right outside.
yeah. No,
And
after that, it's a good bet they went over some of their stuff and realized things had been moved.
oh damn!
So they know somebody
All
was in
right.
there. They
Well,
just
they
don't know
don't know it
who.
was us.
No, they don't know it was you.
That's a card we're gonna leave off the table, gentlemen.
Fair enough.
I think. But we decided
Yeah.
to put all the cards on the table and tell them pretty much everything except for Delacourt. We're leaving
Delacourt.
her name out of this for now.
Yeah. And they're the ones who told you, gave you the math. They have worked out
Right.
what they thought was the correct conjunction because they added some variables that you didn't have. So
Okay.
they think they understand when.
So we're all in their room now. We've gotten into
Yeah.
their room.
So you go. That's to the point. Is at about midnight you're heading upstairs.
Okay. And boom, the room explodes and everybody and they die.
Let's hope not.
We also need to contact Hannah.
That's
Delacourt.
tomorrow. I want to talk to her.
Mm.
Very, very. I have an idea and I need to talk to her. But for now, knock, knock, knock on Collins and Cameron's door, right?
Yeah. Well, that's where we start. Then it's with you guys there or in their room upstairs.
Making introductions. Yes,
Yep.
yes.
For those of you who don't know each other already, I think you do.
We're all part of this.
Yep.
So, Mr. Cameron, Mr. Collins, what we're at an impasse about what should be done at this juncture. Um, and Mr. Edgeworth has told us that you are interested in certain esoteric things. Oh, are we putting all of? I'm going to turn to Connor. All the cards on the table, correct?
All the cards.
So, Lord Voxel's
We don't have-
party. I'm going to look at them.
Oh, we're going there.
You said all the cards, and we've already discussed. Remember, out of character, we've already discussed. Not Delacour. We're not going to bring her into this, but we might as well start with a crux here of. Yes, we were. I noticed some strange things at Lord Voxel's party that involved the two of you gentlemen. And as long as we're being honest and straightforward, I hope you don't think it rude of me. I don't mean to be unkind.
No. And they look at each other, and it's Collins who says, "We saw you there too.
Yes.
You saw the Shertak, to speak plainly."
Yes. Well, some of us did, I say bitterly, and look at Edgeworth, who's not been sanity smitten yet. Some of us did. Yeah.
I wasn't that night.
From my understanding, you were controlling it. Is that correct?
No.
Now, you talked
We
like
were
you were
not.
controlling it. Or influencing it.
We were working on a theory that it could be done.
But you did it, didn't you?
We didn't bring it there that night.
But you controlled it, influenced it, once it was there. Didn't you set it on the trapeze, man?
No. What it did of its own accord. We have a plan. We think it's possible to influence them. That they're receptive to certain understandings. I suppose you'd call them, and he looks at Cameron and says, spells. Like, uncomfortable with the term.
But you didn't that night.
No. We saw it there. And
you said you did.
We proposed doing such a thing that night.
Oh.
And then elected against it, given the crowd. It would have been difficult to do such a thing without appearing more than a little mad.
Wow. That's a shame.
So we elected not to. We would have liked to have made the experiment that evening. And to be truthful, if we could have found a place quiet enough to do so, we would have. So our method is and remains untested.
What? So your method is a spell?
You can call it that, yes.
Well, some form
and
of
Cameron
calculation.
Cameron adds, yes, it is.
Okay.
It's simpler
Keep it simply.
to speak of it as magic. In truth, it says, this is Cameron, as I understand it, it is a means by which one can communicate with such a creature in a language that commands its attention and perhaps respect. In much the same way, how can I explain this? The way I've tried to understand it myself. And he looks at Collins for a moment as if to say, should I go ahead? And then says, the two of them would clearly come to an unspoken agreement. So when you go to court, you hire a lawyer because the lawyer speaks the language of the court and you do not. To communicate with such a thing, you must speak in a way that it understands. And as such, there are things that you can say and do which should elicit reactions in much the same way certain animals can be influenced by the presence of a thing or the absence of it. We think.
You think, yes. Connor, you were about to say something? Were you about to say something?
What is the method? What is the method?
It involves making certain sounds, words. We're reasonably certain that getting its attention visually would help the matter. Which would involve, where is that here? And the two of them look at each other for a moment, and then one of them, Collins, opens a trunk. that's under the bed and searches through it until he finds what he's looking for, which is a bullseye lantern. He then takes the lens out and slots in what appears to be a custom-built lens that's made of a kind of greenish-purple glass.
So you think this will gain its attention?
Words plus colors plus the right sounds, and we think we can gain its attention such that we can get it to do things as we will, or at the very least, get it. The problem is the matter is completely untried.
Yes.
And that's Collins again, who's clearly less comfortable with testing this in the field.
Yeah. Well, are these
There's clearly a little dispute between the two of them over whether field testing this is a good idea.
Well, gentlemen,
What tests have you done?
a lot of reading.
None.
Yeah. Okay.
There's no way to test this other than to do it in the most direct fashion. How would you test taming a lion without a lion?
Your hopes is that you're trying to poke a bear to see if it either speaks or doesn't maul you.
Yes, in a certain fashion, yes. Which explains, Mr. Cameron, why we have not yet field tested it.
Yes. Do you know
if we're wrong? Well,
Reverend Brown has summoned up these things and spoken to them. Here, let me tell you about it. I will give a concise but very quick description of the 2 services that I attended.
Yeah, and from their perspective, the one word you can remember is actually part of what they consider that spell. In other words, that part makes sense to them.
Yeah, I tell them the word and everything.
Whatever language they respond to, he's actually speaking.
Yes, yes. Do you know if these things can be harmed by gunfire?
Not a clue.
You know all the reports of balloons all over London?
Yes.
Yes, that's them. Those are the things.
And the two of them look at each other like, we both kind of figured that and nobody said it. And when you say it, they're like, yeah.
At least we're fairly certain. Yes, Connor, you look anxious.
Sorry, you were deep in conversation, so I didn't want to drop the glass.
Ooh, you're lagging very, very badly.
The stained glass windows in the church.
Oh, they're not that color, are they?
Hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now. I can hear you now. You lagged out a lot, and then it was like the stained glass colors. The stained glass in the church. You said.
Yes, stained glass windows in the church, through which the Shantok emerged, if I remember rightly.
Yes. Well, no, it slid aside, and the Shantok came through. Oh. Did that look like this colored glass in the bullseye lantern that they just showed us?
Given the number of colors in the stained glass,
could be.
I'd be surprised if that wasn't somewhere.
Okay, yeah, well, perhaps. But he also called it up from nowhere, directly over the altar.
Yeah, because remember, one time it manifested without the window.
Yeah, the first time it was with the window, and I'll explain this. And the second time, it just appeared out of it, like it felt like it made itself out of the air, out of nothing.
And if there's a half dozen of them floating up there, where are their windows?
Yes.
No, they think the reason the colored glass they think will help attract its attention.
Okay.
Then again, remember, they've tested none of this. This is all theoretical.
It's all theoretical.
Although, given that others understand these things are real and they exist, it's clear to those of you with any points in psychology, they are looking. The more you talk, the more they're getting willing to actually test this, especially if if they know that there are others involved too. Which means if it fails, it's not all on them.
All right. In your readings, have you ever heard of one of these creatures possessing a man? And I will go on to explain what happened to Billy Ludd. And some of the things Billy Ludd said to us about he is now a god and can walk through walls and cannot be harmed by mortal weapons. And he tried to get me to shoot him. and I just kind of reiterate what happened to me
Yeah,
out of
no.
Billy Ludd.
That they couldn't tell you about.
Very well.
The Shantok are distinct creatures. They're not demons in the sense that people think of as possessing something.
All right. He seems to be. He
So
acts
either
as if
it's
possessed.
well, either then from their perspective, there's some creature that all of you are unaware of that did that, or he's simply mad. And if you shot him, he would have died.
Someone needs to keep an eye on him at all times. I'm gonna.
Now, the other thing that they know, and they should remind you of, is
Mhm.
as far as they know, the Shantoks are essentially servants,
Right.
which means if there's someone being possessed, what do they serve? Could it do that?
Mm-hmm.
No idea.
Azazel, as a thing, as an entity,
Zathakwa,
or Zathakwa, or
Anzilu,
Anzilu.
Azazel,
Yeah. That's
possibly all names for the same thing in different languages.
Yes. Now,
Because remember,
Father
you're also working in 3 or 4 different languages here.
Reverend Brown lost the tablet of Anzilu. Do you know what that is?
They've heard of it.
Mr. Edgeworth could probably tell you a little bit more, but there was another one of these spells upon it to actually summon Anzilu, bring Anzilu, or contact it, which Dr. Blythe was afraid to even contemplate trying to do for the fear that it would most likely destroy everybody.
Well, they don't know from that.
Okay.
Anzilu, as far as they know, is one of the names of this thing. What they do know is that if Dr. Blythe was afraid of it, certain magics draw very heavily on the user. So, for instance, their theory on how to contact a Shantak, they think they can manage it with 1 or 2 men. If the conjuration of Anzilu is so much bigger, no one man could do it alone and live.
Yes, and Reverend Brown has hundreds.
They were about to say you would need dozens or hundreds of followers.
Yes.
Oh, and he does.
Yes, as does Billy Ludd right now, if that has anything to do with it. So he might have that prepared.
If he intends to do that, he might have the resources to do it. Also, would the Shantoks help him do it?
Probably.
If his goal is to do that, would they do it with him?
If Anzilu is some god, say, for lack of a better word, to the Shantoks, there's a good chance that they would do it. There seemed to be some connections, didn't there, Edgeworth? Maiden Castle, to Anzilu, or Zathakwa.
Various ancient ruins scattered around the Isles dedicated to this entity.
Yeah. We've seen one example at Maiden Castle, another one at the Firth of Clough.
Yes.
I can't remember what it is right now, but in Scotland.
Yes. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Example.
And then,
the Firth of Clyde, I think.
Romans here in London have seen it before, about 1,000 years ago. We found an interesting scroll. We've been investigating this gentleman, and we're trying to determine what to do next.
Really?
And, yes! Oh, maybe he can make a psychology check and see the slight madness in my eyes. It has been quite enlightening, unfortunately. We were afraid you were part of it, until some men got shot outside your apartment. And I forgot to tell all of you gentlemen that I treated a young man for a bullet wound a few days ago. Last Friday, actually. Went right through him.
This was the man who was shot outside our apartment.
I suspect it was. Because I heard about the shooting,
Go ahead, Mr. Baker.
What did he just say? Did he just throw Baker under the bus? What did you just say?
What did you say?
I didn't hear you.
Graham, say that again. Whatever you just said.
Oh, no, I misspoke.
No, you said it, though. What did you say?
I heard my name.
Yeah, what did you say?
No.
How are you doing, Mr. Baker?
Oh, you just said, how are you doing, Mr. Baker? Is that all you said? Oh, okay.
No, I said, how your handiwork, Mr. Baker.
Your handiwork, Mr. Baker. Okay.
Did you say that out loud?
We're in it. All cards on the table.
He said it out loud. He said it out loud.
Okay.
I said it out loud.
So,
All cards.
Mr.
I'm going to look
Baker-
at Edgeworth. All cards? Shall we?
What do you?
All cards.
Would you kindly explain that? I feel like the two of us are missing something.
We
there.
have indulged in some burglary on three different occasions now in order to try to find out what is happening. And yes, Mr. Cameron, Mr. Collins,
Wait.
some of us were inside your apartment the night that those men came, and Mr. Baker was our lookout, and his means of telling us there was trouble was by shooting a man straight through his body, apparently. But it did alert us to the problem. We thought you were part of Reverend Brown's coterie, some of his cultists.
I would
Which
just like
explains
to
what-
add that they were planning on attacking me.
Oh, yes. It was very justified.
It was self-defense in the last second. I did not draw a gun on an innocent man.
Who was starting to speak, Cameron or
mention-
Collins? And he was starting to speak.
And the two of them are looking at each other like, and then it's Collins who says, "So you were the ones who were in our apartment that night?"
Yes, we were.
And Brown's men were the ones who you shot one of Brown's men outside the apartment,
They were
who you claim
preparing
was
to break in.
I
Yes.
say yes through my teeth, staring daggers
At
at
who?
Mr. Edgeworth.
Gentlemen, we were being completely honest.
I will point out, gentlemen, that were it not for Mr. Baker's intervention, several members of the cult would have been waiting in your apartment with butcher's implements. I do not think that had we not stumbled upon this plot on your lives, you would be speaking with us today.
And I wish to apologize, gentlemen, from the bottom of my
Also, I
heart
do apologize.
for suspecting you.
and they're really sort of now lost. Like, should we be angry about this? Should we be thankful about
We're
this?
being so nice about it, though.
Like, because it kind of what you're saying kind of makes sense. On the other hand, you're admitting you broke into their apartment and then claiming you saved their lives all in one move.
I didn't claim to save their lives, but yes.
It's true, though.
I did admit to
but
breaking in.
but Mr. Edgeworth did.
I gave it a big wee, though, so I don't know who they think did it, but obviously I'm on board, so.
Well, Baker admitted to firing the shot.
Baker was just lookout. He wasn't really involved that much.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell them what we found in the church, too, and the Roman ruins underneath there, and the scroll, and the fact that we had to steal back the Anzilu tablet. Yeah, we're going to put all the cards on the table except for Delacourt. We're leaving her completely out of this because she really is not really terribly connected.
Okay. They will also share one more thing with you that they know when it comes to the Romans.
We were in Dover.
Oh.
No.
There's a Roman connection that they've heard of. They do not know the details, but apparently some members of the Vickers Club found that they also are sitting on top of part of that Roman wall.
Okay.
Which would make a certain sense. The Vickers are located basically down the way from your club at number 9 Pall Mall.
Okay.
So if the Roman wall ran along the river, get a map and
yeah,
you'll
yeah.
see it kind of makes sense. So they'd heard that the members of the Vickers Club had also encountered something Roman. They do not know the details.
I mentioned that.
By the way, those of you with well, actually, all of you would know this. The Vickers has a reputation for what's the word we're looking for? Unwholesome behaviors.
Such as, are we talking sex and stuff, or are we talking killing babies?
In modern standards, we think of them as a kink club.
Oh, okay.
By 1811 standards, that is unwholesome.
Well, yeah. A kink club. I like feet. You're a monster. That's fine. That's fine. I don't.
Keep in mind, it is also the age of the London Monster, who went around stabbing women in the buttocks.
In the butt. Yeah, that guy.
Yeah. Like there are people who thought that if that was happening, the Vickers Club would have been responsible. Like that's the kind of reputation they have. That if someone is getting off on that, it's probably the Vickers Club.
Oh boy!
In other words, people don't talk much about them, but they're clearly into stuff that's not vanilla, and that's not the kind of thing you can bring up in this era.
No. I'm trying to think of a subtle way of
But
bringing
they
it
are.
up. Cameron and
But
Colin's own romance.
their location makes sense with that too. So there's apparently another end of the Roman wall that's also still down there. Not so much worried about right now, but just a thing to know. They brought it up only because you brought up the Roman thing as well.
Right.
They're not sure if it has any relevance.
Well, I'm going to describe Anzilou, where I was. Or no, not Anzilou. Azazel.
Yeah.
The Duck Island and all that jazz and all these webs. And,
Yeah.
oh, and I pull out the bottle.
Have you
Here it
analyzed
is,
that?
gentlemen. Not yet.
You know
I need to see a chemist. But it doesn't appear to be hurting the wood. It doesn't appear to be hurting the glass. So it's not acidic, at least.
It would be wise to know what that is.
Yes. Well, I only
If
got it
such
today.
a thing could be done.
I was going to check with a chemist and see if they could teach us anything about it, but I suspect it comes from the Shantax. Or if there is some other thing floating around above Duck Island, as Mr. Grissom says, and I describe Mr. Grissom and his madness and calming him and protecting the ducks.
That's the pelicans.
No, the ducks do. The ducks are
All
nice.
right.
But here's a question. If they wish to approach Anzilou, do you know, not Anzilou, Azazel, do you know, is there a singular way that they would have to do so? Or
Not
could
that
they
they're
simply
aware.
just land anywhere on the island and go through this webbing, as far as you know, and get
They
to
have
whatever?
no idea.
Very well. Fair
They're
enough.
right now working from the assumption that the being that calls it, that they're referring to as Anzilou, Azazel, Dathaqua, Thoth even, is the same being. They're hoping that's true. They like the linguistic evidence that suggests it is.
Yes. And
Although
Billy
they don't know
Ludd
that for a fact.
claims to be.
Yeah, and the being that Billy Ludd claims to be. What they're figuring, long story short, is that it would be wise to, as much as it would be unwise, it would be wise and possibly necessary to visit Duck Island, aka Azazel,
Again.
before Brown and his crew get there.
Oh, yes. Undoubtedly.
Which means as soon as possible. Because
Well,
we don't know when they're going to move, but it is going to be in the next 2 or 3 days.
it is
at the
only
most.
it is only
You should-
12:30 at night.
And at night, St. James Park is an excellent place for unaccompanied gentlemen.
Yes. Go ahead, Graham. Just speak up.
I didn't want to interrupt.
No. Graham's so polite.
Perhaps we should stand vigil on the island. You said there was a cabin. Perhaps we could make our way with some supplies and stay there for a few nights and explore and gather information. And if the ruffians decide to make their way across the pond, I do have a rifle.
I was going to suggest buying many rifles and a good deal of gunpowder. But that's something for tomorrow. If we go tonight, could we meet? How long would it take me to get home and then get over there?
Home is about 15 minutes. St. James Park, another 15, 20 minutes.
Should we meet?
So you could probably do the whole thing in 30 to 40 minutes.
Should we meet around 1 a.m. at such and such a landmark that's near Duck Island?
Say, how about the boat dock?
At the boat dock. I doubt anyone
Remember
will be
they
there.
have boat rentals.
We can certainly borrow a boat and leave a few shillings.
Yeah, the
I need
boat
to go
rental
buy
of course
my.
would be closed at this hour, but
I'm going to go buy
that's
my
not gonna
home
stop you.
first. Gentlemen, are you armed? I say to Cameron and Collins.
Uh,
Or can you be?
Yes, here, and they will again go through their various things and produce a pair of dueling pistols still in their box.
Ooh. Okay, hey, I'll take it.
So basically one for each of them.
Yeah, nice pistols. All right.
Also, Mr. Collins has in his things what appears to be a proper dagger.
Oh, a nice, yeah, okay, like a
Like
real
something
knife.
that looks like it came right out of the Middle Ages.
Oh boy. All right.
That's like 6 inches of steel with a proper grip.
I need
Like
to stop.
that's not a knife. That's a murder tool.
I need to stop by my home. If anyone else, well, there's nothing going to be open this late at night. I've already provisioned Mr. Grissom For several
Anything
days.
you want to buy, you'll have to wait for
Right.
for tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Anything you already own, you can go collect right now.
Yes. So
In
I've
terms
mentioned
of-
the boat docks, but I'm going to have to go and retrieve some items from my home.
This is probably true of any of the rest of you too.
Yeah.
If you want to retrieve your rifle, for instance,
Oh, hell yeah.
you're gonna have to go get it, which is not a big deal.
Unless
It's a matter
Collins
of-
and Cameron want to stay with some of us, and that's fine with me if they want to come with me to my home. In
they
for
can-
Penny.
They can meet you there.
All right.
They're going to gather up what they think they need here.
What is that?
Powder and shot for the
Oh,
pistols.
all right. Okay.
Their transcriptions of what they think is the Shantak communication,
Oh,
the lantern, and
that
oil
actually
for it.
might be a very good idea. That's a very good idea. All right. Very well. We'll meet you there.
Basically, everything
What
they
happened to
think is
Baker?
useful
Oh,
from their end.
Okay. So I'm going to scurry home.
Okay.
Um,
And is this true of the rest of you too? Is everybody basically splitting up, going to get what you want, and then meeting up again?
I don't think I can go home.
your apartment.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
You have.
well, don't you
No,
have,
but-
you have a room at the club?
yeah,
But he's.
but
Yeah, he's
For you, home is down. For you, home is down. Is
Down the
three doors
hall.
down. Yeah,
It's right next door. How
What?
coincidental.
yeah.
Like it
he
has
doesn't.
been.
He doesn't keep like his rifles or his
Oh, he doesn't?
spear or anything there. Does he?
Wait, you had a rifle with a
Where-
bayonet attached. What did you do with that?
Where do you keep them? Where do you keep them then?
Wait, where did I have that rifle?
when
in the
you
very-
entered the church, when you guys broke in the first time, you had a rifle with a
Yeah.
bayonet attachment that you had purchased
Wow.
at some point. You still have that
Okay.
No,
somewhere
that's-
in your apartment or here at the club.
No, I believe that's a hunting gun. It's a plug bayonet, not a socket bayonet.
It's you can still stab people with it.
Oh, yeah.
But it's still a
I
bayonet.
The difference is a plug bayonet goes
Mm-hmm.
in the barrel,
Oh, this goes around.
which means you can't discharge the gun while the bayonet is fixed.
Oh, he's got one that goes in the barrel.
Yeah, it's a plug
Oh, okay,
bayonet.
okay. That's good distinction. That's good to know.
Military guns have a socket bayonet,
Right. Okay.
which attaches to the barrel, so the bayonet mounts to the side of the barrel. So you can fire the gun while the bayonet is mounted.
Oh, so you're going to have to determine if the bayonet's in or not, which will
Yeah.
determine
So
whether
for
you can,
you,
how you
what
can
you do
use
is-
it. But how long does it take
Yeah,
to
what-
pull it out though? If you really want to shoot the gun, like a second?
Not long.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
The point is that you normally, when you hunt like that, what you normally do is you carry the weapon loaded with the bayonet sheathed, fire, and then fix the bayonet.
And then
Once the gun is
rush
empty.
in. Yeah.
Because fixing the
Yeah.
bayonet is a hell of a lot faster than reloading.
Yeah, it is. Okay. So I'm going home, Kevin. I'm going to get both my rifle and my fowling piece. Make
Okay.
sure they're loaded. Make sure I have plenty of extra ammo.
Yep.
Pockets are going to be full. Both pistols. The fowling piece and the rifle are going to be wrapped up in like a large blanket and then tied, so that
Okay,
they are
good.
just like it's just like a big bundle.
So
And
this
then
is true, I'm guessing, of everybody then, is you're grabbing every weapon at your current disposal.
Yeah, pretty much.
This feels kind of like the moment where at the end of a video game you got to use all your items.
Could be. It could be.
I know
yeah.
Mr. Illingsworth has the hunting rifle and the plug bayonet. Edgeworth
Yes.
owns a rifle too, I believe.
Illingsworth also has 2 pistols, as do I.
Okay.
The foldable pistol and a regular pistol. I don't know about
Yeah,
anybody
each of you
else.
also has the foldable pistols. Edgeworth
I
owns a
was
rifle,
using
too.
Pistol, and I have my
Oh,
my-
your umbrella.
umbrella sword.
Yeah.
Oh, sword. The umbrella. I mean, the
Oh, I hope
sword
you get
and
to
the
use
umbrella.
that. Shit.
Last time it was embarrassing.
Just remember when you draw it to go.
Yeah.
And we
Yeah,
meet at the
if
boat
you stab
docks.
and if you stab someone dressed as a bat, bonus points.
Yes.
So having gathered all these things, you'll meet at the boat dock at about 1 a.m. Well, for what it's
Oh,
worth, by the way, St. James Park at this hour is quiet but not uninhabited.
I'm gonna bring a bullseye lantern if we have one at the house too,
Sure,
just to have
no
it.
problem.
Also
you'll
bring a
probably-
lantern.
At this hour, you probably carry the lanterns. You don't want to really light them.
No, it's
because
not lit
it
yet.
is wise. Also, it is wise not to look in the bushes and behind certain trees at St. James Park,
Sounds like
unless
monkeys.
you really want to pull an oopsie.
Nope.
Nope.
Do they have matches in 1811?
Match is cordite match. That is to say, it's slow burning fuse.
Okay, I have one of those. Well,
It's not. I don't believe the Lucifer match is a thing yet.
Can I put
Actually,
a
you know
slow
what? Let
burning
me look that up.
fuse inside like the lantern, but not touching the wick and anything, so it'll just be kind of like easier to light the wick? Is that possible or not?
Hang on a sec. When did
Okay.
the? Actually, I'm not sure when Lucifer matches first became commercially available. Chemical matches.
Let's see what AI says. 1829. The first commercial.
First modern
Lucifer.
self-igniting match, 1805.
Okay. This says
So
okay. That's AI. Never mind.
Promethean match, 1828. In other words, such things exist. They are not commercially available yet.
Okay. So could
So
I
it's
have
not the kind of thing you would have.
Could I have like
You'd have to-
the slow burning match tucked into
Yeah.
the lantern out of the way,
Yeah, that's what
lit,
it's for.
so that I can just light this at a moment's notice?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's also how old matchlock firearms worked.
Right. I don't want it in my pocket or something though. So
Yeah, no, you
So
put
that's
it,
a
you
bad
put it on the
idea.
lantern. Yeah.
okay.
So
I show up all
a
my
chemical
gear.
like that would be a thing you would have to essentially order specially.
Okay.
In other words, the technology exists. You will not find it at a shop.
I wouldn't have any reason to own that. So.
Yeah. That, by the way, just so you know, because your character might, that is exactly the sort of advanced technology that the Impossible Chamber might have access to.
Matches.
Because they do shit like that. Like
Nice.
they're big into advanced technology.
I'm sending him another note tomorrow. Send
Yeah,
matches.
including things like chemical matches.
Mm-hmm.
Convenient if you need a fire suddenly.
But I know they
Super
exist.
convenient.
We know they exist, right? It just
Well, you
they're
follow
not
science,
available.
so you're
I do.
familiar with the science behind it.
I read everything. I'm a voracious reader.
Yeah.
All right, is everyone here? Is everybody there?
Okay. So, having dodged the prostitutes and their company,
Yes.
you will reconvene at the boat dock.
Throwing coins
About-
at them.
Between everyone, about 1:15.
Nobody's here at the boats, right?
Overcast tonight. So
Overcast.
maybe you can almost see them if you know where to look. Better not to.
No, we're going to the boat docks. There's nobody having sex on the docks, right?
But here's the thing. As you approach the boat docks, you realize there's a man there.
Okay.
There's someone waiting at the boat dock.
I'm drawing a pistol and cocking it, and I've got all my other crap under the other arm.
Yep. So as all of you arriving around the same time will notice this together. There's a man. He's sitting on the dock. He's watching the island.
I'll go talk to him. I put my gun away. I'm going to hand off my rifles to Illingsworth. I'm going to hand the lantern to, if Edgeworth's hands are not too full. He's got a rifle too. Yeah, to Edgeworth, I
I have a
guess.
rifle.
And 2
So
lanterns now.
you've got 2 now.
And I'm gonna-
In this case, your best bet for the extra weapons then is pick a spot. Let's say at the bench over there, and essentially put the bagged weapons down there. So now you have a little fort if you need them.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll leave this stuff there, and then I'll head over. I'm going to head over.
Because the conventional means of handling multiple guns
Oh,
like
did
that
I
is
just
you set them
freeze?
aside loaded.
I think I just froze.
You did.
I don't know. I couldn't tell. You disappeared.
Yeah, now there's we got no video at all.
Can you hear us, Aaron? Aaron's gone.
Oh,
He's probably restarting
yeah.
his computer or restarting Discord.
That makes sense. So Dr. Payne is the only one going to go speak with the man?
I volunteered to go. And I will
There.
whisper that if it's someone from the church, they'll recognize me.
That is true, for either good or ill.
If
They
I
might
shout
recognize
out,
you.
shoot them. And I'm
I think
Well, that's
we'll
why
let
you basically
Mr.
your
Payne-
fort position. And what I was going to say is the traditional method of handling more than one rifle like that is what you do is you load them and line them up.
Yeah. Mine are loaded.
And-
Mine are already loaded.
Well,
Just
And
FYI.
if you want to do this military style, what you do is one person shoots, one person loads.
Well, I wasn't in the military, so I don't know much about that.
So if you have more guns than people, that's how you should do it.
Just keep
One person is the one shooting, one person is reloading and handing the reloaded weapons to the shooter.
Okay. Keep an eye on me. I whisper to them, and then I'm going to head over. I'm not going to try to be particularly stealthy.
Okay.
I'm going to just walk casually. Actually, nothing in my hands. My guns are tucked.
Yep. The man, as you approach, the man notices you, turns to look at you.
Yes.
He's standing on the dock.
Is he huge? Is he the size of a smokehouse?
No,
Oh, thank
it's
God.
not Mr. Graves.
Thank God.
That's for
Okay.
sure.
Okay.
He's not small,
Mhm.
but he's not. I mean, Graves is like 6'10" in every direction you care
Yeah,
to
he's
measure.
huge.
This
It's not
guy
Graves.
this guy's 6 feet tall.
Yeah.
He's not a
I'm
small man,
I'm
but that's
s-
definitely not Mr. Graves.
I'm 6 feet tall too. Although
Yeah.
he probably outweighs me by a lot. I'm very
Well,
skinny.
he looks like someone who would, in modern parlance, he looks like someone who works out.
All right.
Although it's hard to be certain because he's wearing a nice suit,
Evening.
and as you get close, it's only when you're basically close enough to actually almost touch him
Oh God.
that you realize his suit is red and gold.
Red and gold. Okay.
You should make yourself a credit rating roll.
Okay.
It's hard to notice at first because he's also wearing a cloak over it,
Right.
so he's being a little stealthy about it. But once you get this close, you might see it.
Oh, son of a bitch. 99 out of 80.
In fact, you won't see it then.
That is a huge fail.
So you saw something about his suit, and
So,
then he
it's red
pulls
and
his
gold.
cloak
I'll keep
tight.
that in mind. But
Yeah, at
whatever.
least that's what you think you saw.
It's
And he pulls
unusual.
his cloak a little tighter around his body.
It's unusual, right? It's not It's not like a. It's not a military
Didn't-
uniform, is it?
Didn't get a good enough look.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
Might be a uniform.
So I said
sometime.
evening.
Good evening, sir. Might I ask you to move along, please?
Oh, I'm sorry. Are you a policeman?
No, sir. I'm minding the docks.
Oh, I'm
By the
terribly
request
sorry.
of the owner. If you would please move along, thank you.
Oh, very well. Sorry. Is there a reason that the docks are being guarded at night?
None at all, sir.
Oh, very well. Fair enough.
Have a pleasant evening.
And you as well. And then I'll move along.
Also, make yourself an intelligence roll.
Okay.
You know this man from the church.
I do know him from the church?
That's what we're about to find out.
Oh, yeah, okay. So I don't know him yet. Let's see. My intelligence isn't that great. 06 out of 55. That's an extreme success.
You have never seen this man at Ron Brown's church.
Oh, okay. So,
He is
yeah.
not one of them.
Oh.
So what's going on here is something different. Whoever this man is, he's not with the cultists.
Gotcha. Well, I'm going to move on.
That doesn't mean he's on your side. It
So
just
he
means
doesn't get
which side he
violent.
is.
Yeah. We said he knew the owner or something.
Also, you're welcome to make a spot hidden roll when you were speaking with him.
Oh, 8! Holy crap. That is I didn't write this down, so that's a hard success.
Well, you didn't get a good look at his uniform because he was obvious about that. You also will notice the way his cloak is wrapped around him.
Sword.
His left hand wrapped inside it, and you're certain he has a club in his left hand.
Oh, okay. I move along.
So he is actually armed.
I should have gone.
He's got what the British would call a life preserver.
I should have said, why can I
About
put
a
a
2
hole
foot
around
wooden
here,
club.
governor? Okay.
Yeah. So
I
whoever he
move
is,
on.
he has a weapon.
He's armed with a club. We have
The club.
so many guns. All right, I go back and tell the rest.
If he has a gun, it was better hidden than that. But he definitely had when he saw you approaching, he definitely put his hand on his club.
Right. So I head back
In case you are a
towards
threat.
the others. Now, are the others, when I start to walk back towards them, is it obvious there's a group of men like huddled over here, or are they fairly well hidden in the darkness?
That's up to you guys. Are you guys hidden, or are you
We're all
sitting on the bench? What's that? I can't hear you.
No, I was making a joke. I imagine we're hiding in the bushes or.
Oh boy!
Well, remember, St. James Park has
want-
a huge number of places to hide,
Yeah.
which is precisely why it's being used the way it often is. So hiding is super
Right,
easy
well-
here.
We'll hide
Yep.
in the bushes.
You guys
Yeah,
are
the only
hiding,
drawback-
but I know where you are.
It's a
Yeah.
park, right?
Yeah.
Trees,
What, behind
bushes,
benches?
Yeah.
benches.
We set up camp by that bench over there that's in the darkness.
Yeah, there's no,
Right, so-
there's no lights, and the only drawback to all the good hiding places in here is that some of them are currently occupied.
Okay. So I go back and I tell them what I saw. I describe the gentleman as best I can, and it looked like he had a club of some kind, maybe a gun hidden away. Blah blah blah. And
If he
tell
had a
me
gun,
moving
you're
on.
certain you did not see it.
Right.
which
But
means
I
the only-
definitely.
which
It
means
seemed like
if
he had a
gun.
club.
It was like behind his back, or
But he had a
something like
club
that.
of some
He
kind.
definitely had a club.
Right. Here's a question before I left. Could I have noticed if boats were missing?
Actually, yes. With the hard success on the spot hidden roll, there was definitely a boat missing.
Just one.
Yeah.
All right. All right. I tell them all this. I'll be right back, guys. I got to go close the door. So talk
So
amongst yourselves.
somebody boated over to Duck Island. In other
Um,
words, the man is probably waiting for whoever boated to come back.
could I have done possibly an appraise or like an accounting roll on like his description of his uniform? Is that something I could have maybe done? Or
Um, he didn't get a good enough look at it to give you much to work with. You
okay,
can make a reputation roll if you want. You're going to need a hard success on this one, given his
okay.
lack of description.
Looking for there's my reputation. All right.
Or sorry, not reputation, credit rating.
Okay. I'll have to look at that one.
This is a social thing.
I also attempt a
Okay.
credit rating check.
Yeah, the rest of you can if you wish. You can need a
I
hard
rolled it.
success.
I rolled an 07, which is
That's going to do it, I believe.
that's an extreme success for me.
So
I failed,
red and gold, and unwilling to admit who he is. The place you normally see red and gold is among either the footmen or the yeomen of the guard.
Okay.
In other words, he's from Buckingham.
Yeah.
He's a palace servant.
Okay. And I'll relay that information. That man at the docks is a palace servant.
If he had a club, he's probably a royal footman. They favor the club if they have to.
This is the only
The
place.
yeomen tend to carry actual weapons. They're actually soldiers.
Is this the only place there were boats?
Yeah, the only place you could bring your own, of course, but this is the most convenient place to get a boat.
Bring your own. All right.
Yeah, but if you want to rent one, this stock. So now, did you, Andy? Did you catch that?
I caught that he's one of the yeoman guards of Buckingham Palace. You think?
No, probably a footman.
A footman at Buckingham Palace, so
not
actual,
yeoman of the guard.
not an actual guard.
So he's a servant who works at Buckingham Palace.
Gotcha.
That's what
All
he was
right.
concealing. What he was concealing was a uniform.
What the hell are they doing? What is he doing here? A boat that
That's a
owns
damn
these
good
docks
question.
is not someone who's connected to Buckingham Palace. So,
Yeah, so good news, he's not with the cult. Bad news, he is with the palace.
yeah.
And since a boat is missing, good bet he's waiting for someone else to come back. Like he's watching the docks, waiting for whoever took the other boat to do something or come back or something.
We can't see the island at all. It's just blackness over there, right, from here.
Yep. If you want to get a better look at the island, you're going to want to move to the edge of the lake. So you need to abandon your current hiding spot, flank a bit so that the footmen won't see you, and then get a better look at the island from there. That's easy to do as well if you want to do that.
Who wants to do
just involves
that?
moving.
And while you're at it, walk around the lake and see if anyone's left a boat along the shore that we might borrow.
From Cameron and Colin's perspective, why don't we divide up, circle the lake, and meet back on the other side?
It's not a bad idea. I'm gonna grab my bundles.
Since they don't know, the footman doesn't know them, they can walk right past.
Mm-hmm.
Two gentlemen walking in the park late at night. Yeah, the footman's going to keep quiet about that. He's going to assume what they're here for.
All right.
I'm going to say not a damn word to anybody.
All here for, apparently. All right, so they're going to walk by the dock and go that direction.
Yep.
The rest of us walk the other way.
Yep.
Late.
And meet on the far side.
Yeah, and I'm looking around for a boat that maybe somebody brought, a private boat, but then oh no, it's too late to go take it home. We'll just leave it here. No one would ever disturb it.
Okay.
And see if there are any. There probably aren't any.
All of you are welcome to make a spot hidden roll then as you make your way around the lake.
All right.
And I'll make one for them as they make their way around the lake.
Fail.
Yep, I failed.
I succeeded.
Yes.
Hey!
How are they doing?
I got it right on the dot.
Oops, that did not work.
Look at that.
I think I made a spot hidden check. I got a 1 and then 2 zeros.
That's a 1.
So that's an 01. Can't do any better.
That's a 1.
And they got 95, so it's on you guys, not them. So as you move around the lake, you'll notice two things. One, the boat that Dr. Payne saw missing is located at the dock by the keeper's cabin.
Okay.
So someone took a boat, boated across, and docked on the other side. But that's not the only boat there. Because resting far from the cabin, and nearer to the area that's now become Azazel, is what appears to be a raft.
So it's like just up against the shore there by this webbing.
Like someone rafted over and just left the raft there. And it looks like it was made out of perhaps a packing crate.
Great.
Like it's a crude raft,
mm-hmm.
but it's also the kind of thing one man could carry.
How many could maybe float on it though?
Probably only one.
Okay.
So it looks
Billy
like
Ludd.
one person with a raft came alone, rafted over, and then some other people up to 5 or 6. Because remember, those rowboats can handle 5 or 6. Up to 5 or 6 people boated across in a proper boat.
Did we find any abandoned boats along the shore?
No, just the raft.
No, on the shore,
right now,
on our shore.
No.
Nobody left a boat behind? Damn. Okay.
No. So it looks like there's someone else on the island.
Yeah.
Who came in
at
a
least
raft.
A few people.
And then there's between 1 and 6 people who came in a boat. So there are, in addition to Mr. Grissom, evidence suggests there are 2 to 7 additional people currently on the island.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
who
gentlemen,
we don't know who they are.
And then we discussed this briefly with Cameron and Collins, let everybody know what everybody's seen.
Yep, yeah, they did not see anything, but they picked the wrong side of the island to go around, apparently.
They went around this, and we went this. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. I suppose we're going to have to get a boat.
We're going to need to talk once more with the man on the dock.
Yes.
Okay.
This time,
Are any of you very quiet when you walk? Can you sneak very well? Are any of you very, very, very quiet? Oh, damn. All right. No. I'm getting out a handkerchief.
Okay.
I'm getting ready to cover my face.
Are you looping back around then?
Yeah.
Toward the boat dock?
Yeah, okay. the 6 of us will head back around.
Okay. So now are you basically just openly approaching the boat dock now with 6 men?
Well, that seems like a bad idea.
Depends on how hostile the footman is.
Yes.
The only time he got hostile was when he wanted you to leave the dock.
Mm-hmm. Crap! Fuck it. Yes, that's what I suggest. We all go together. Y'all can think of a better plan if you want.
You go solo, and then you bring 5 of your friends.
Come back. Hello, I'm back.
I think walking in force. I think walking in force, overwhelming numbers will change his tune.
Very well. Let's go. We're gonna walk right up to him.
Basically by intimidation.
I'm no good at that.
6 of you are going to walk right up to him.
Yep.
And as he'll see the crowd of you coming, and he'll move to the end of the dock, so basically where the dock meets the land.
Towards us, on our end.
Yeah, so coming to beat you.
Good evening again.
Says, gentlemen,
I will say again.
Hello again.
Hello.
The dock is closed at this hour.
Yes, I understand, sir. The
he's
problem is
he's wrapped his cloak around himself.
Yeah,
again.
that's fine. The problem is, sir. We think there are some dangerous people on Duck Island.
There is no one on Duck Island, sir.
Oh, that boat over there and the raft on the other side? There's no people there?
There is no one on Duck Island, sir.
Where's Mr. Grissom?
There is no one on Duck Island, sir.
All right, is he lying to me?
Yeah.
It's not that he's lying. He's making a statement that he's challenging you on your honor to agree with.
No, you're a liar. You're a liar. I'm going to fuck his honor. I'm sorry, sir. If Mr. Grissom has not been removed, then he is on Duck Island and in grave danger. And I will not be stood aside by some lackey who's going to see a man die, possibly, for his duty.
I have my instructions, sir. There is no one on Duck Island. And now he will actually get the club out of his belt.
That's fine. If he wants to beat me, he can.
He's clearly threatening anyone who steps onto the dock. He's going to attack.
Okay. I'm letting other people act because I've already done my dues.
Yeah. I'm going to attempt to approach.
Okay.
My good sir, I know not your involvement with the matters here tonight, but I can assure you that there is at least one innocent citizen
Did you not hear me,
of the
sir?
Empire on that island.
There is no one on Duck Island. I cannot repeat myself with more emphasis, sir.
And you would not mind if we took a boat and sailed over there, would you?
I assuredly would mind.
I throw my
Now,
hand in
please
the air and I
move
walk
along.
away. Is he telling the truth? Can I tell if he's at least lying or if he's just telling what he thinks is the truth, Kevin?
No, he's telling you what he's been ordered to tell you.
Okay, so he doesn't know.
You know there are people on the island.
Okay.
Oh, he knows. It's very much, for those of you who understand the culture model, it's very much the kind of thing you do when you're challenging someone's honor.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's a story, to give you an example, a story of John Randolph, who is a Virginian, this era, who invited someone over for dinner and then decided he didn't have time for that guy.
Mm-hmm.
So when the guy knocks on his door at dinner time, he opens the door personally and says, "I am not at home."
Which is a lie.
Clearly, he's literally opened the door to announce that he is not there.
Can I tell if this guy's lying or if he doesn't know? Is all I'm
He
asking.
does know. He's not lying.
No,
he's challenging your honor. There are people on the island, and he cannot, for whatever reason of his orders, he cannot. They do not exist because he cannot talk about them. And
Oh my God. Okay. I move far enough away so I can take my pistol out.
Okay.
But I'm going to wait and see how Connor handles this before I do anything.
Yeah. You know there are people on the island. He knows that too.
Yeah, and I'm sick of this guy.
The real question is, why
ahead,
is it
Edgeworth.
that he's insisting that no one is there? Who is there who we can't discuss?
Go ahead, Connor. Get him.
I'm guessing that there's someone very important on that island, and I'm guessing that they've come here for reasons we can't even begin to understand. But I assure you that they are in terrible, terrible danger. And that
Sir,
we have
I
important
will not repeat myself
information.
again. There is no one on the island. And now he takes a defensive stance with his club ready. But clearly at this point, he's prepared to actually strike you if you continue to insist on speaking. This guy has his orders, and he's, even though there's 6 of you, he's prepared to carry them out. In other words, he's prepared to risk being beaten or killed over whoever's ordered him to do this. In terms of psychology, he's obeying an order from someone he has a great deal of respect for.
Okay. Do I think he's willing to put his life down for this order?
Very much so.
Well, no sense in threatening him with a gun then.
Yeah, no, he is whoever, whatever and why ever he's doing this, he is clearly willing to fight you and even to die. To carry out his mission, which is to keep people off the dock.
Okay, we got to kill him then, guys.
You're going
to have to either overwhelm
him
him.
up. We don't have to kill him.
Yeah.
Why do we have to do any of that? I mean,
or,
obviously no one else is getting on this island.
But the point was you wanted to get to the island.
But the bad guys are already there. Probably.
Possibly.
They came on the raft. He's an idiot, is my opinion. Anyway, blah, 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 blah.
The alternative, of course, is you go find another means to cross. Make a raft, find a boat somewhere else.
Swim.
Cut down. Swim.
I can't swim.
You've got at least a 1 in 5 chance of swimming, I bet.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the problem with swimming is how do you keep the powder dry?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
It's very hard to swim with a loaded firearm and then have it still fire.
Yeah.
I was looking forward to this.
Yeah, you'll want some means of staying dry.
Okay, I walk away from this and back into the darkness somewhere.
Yeah. So you either need to overcome this guy, beating him up would be a thing, tackle him, beat him up, tie him up, something like that, kill him, or find another means of access to the island. Go somewhere and get a boat, form a raft.
Don't know where there'd be a boat. Having no idea where there would be a boat anywhere in this part of London, to be quite honest.
There is, remember, St. James Park does have two lakes.
Okay.
Of which Duck Pond is one. Yeah, so there might be boats at the other one. You'd have to carry it back.
my strength?
I mean,
Okay.
between six of us, I think carrying a boat shouldn't be too hard.
Oh, sorry, it's one lake, but 2 islands. So there should be. You won't be able to get a boat easily here, but you should
We'd have
be
to
able
go to
to
the
secure one
Thames
somewhere like down by the river,
or the
which
other
is
side
not
of
far either.
Buckingham.
Yeah. In other words, you could go steal a boat and come back. That's an option too. At this
Okay.
hour, there are going to be a lot of untended boats along the river, and with 6 of you, you could pick one up and carry it. So there are options. It depends on how fast you want to be there. Securing a boat will probably cost you about an hour's time.
I don't know if we have that.
So it really depends on how fast you feel you need to move right now. In other words, if you need to move right now, you need to go past this map.
We don't
If you're
know.
willing to take some time, there's other options to get
Depends
there.
on who's on the fucking island.
And that's what we don't know at this point.
We don't know anything. Okay. Let's go get another boat. Come on.
Okay.
We're gonna go. I'm gonna lead them towards the Thames across Whitehall Street, and look for a boat.
Okay. Well, since you're first, make a luck roll.
Okay.
If you can find an untended one, you can steal quickly.
Nope. 84 out of 57.
Okay. This is going to take longer than you expected.
I'm heading back. I give up immediately. My character's very frustrated by this whole situation now. Somebody in charge is fucking blocking us, and they don't know what the fuck is going on, and I'm really angry. Dr. Payne, you've never seen Dr. Payne this fucking angry. So I turn and head right back.
Gentlemen, there is a boat on the other side on Duck Island shore. If one of us swam over, they could retrieve the boat, come back to this shore, and we can all pile in.
This is also true.
There's a raft. It's a one-man raft on the other side.
Remember, there's the boat taken from the rental.
Right. That's on his side, though. The same side as the.
No.
I thought it was at the dock.
Yeah, no. Remember, 2 to 7 people are on the island.
Where's the boat?
One of them traveled in a raft.
The boat's
One boat is on the
dock by the cottage, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But can't he see that from the shore?
Possibly.
Okay.
On a dark, overcast night like this, maybe. But yeah, that's certainly an option as well. Is have one person swim over, secure the boat that already went, and move it back and pick up the others.
Does anyone have a good swim squad?
Stop!
Know how to swim.
Dr. Payne's already walking back. Somebody's gonna have to stop him. He's angry. His gun is in his hand now as he's walking back. He's pissed.
Payne, no.
What?
Doctor?
This fool's gonna see the end of London because he's obeying the orders from the Queen or the King or somebody. George is crazy.
And could we survive this night, I would very much still like to live in London. Murdering a member of the palace guard would not suit either of us.
We don't have to murder him.
Who do you think I got?
I just wish to intimidate him.
How did that work before?
We didn't try using a gun before.
Well, for what it's worth, and that's with Collins and Cameron, I'm liking the boat idea better. We are liking the boat idea better.
I can't swim very well.
Well, can anyone swim?
And I'm certainly not dressed for it. Bing! I get a reputation point for that.
Can anyone? Well, does anyone here?
No, I got no points.
Anyone put points into swim?
Nobody.
I did. No.
Can Collins and Cameron, are they very good at swimming? Shall we go get Miss Delacourt and freaking fly her balloon over the fucking lake?
That would also take quite a while.
It's probably not even finished being repaired yet. Remember, Payne went down, didn't see a boat, and immediately started heading back. It doesn't mean you guys can't still look for it and maybe have more luck than me. But
it's true.
Payne is very frustrated at this point.
Yeah, the rest of you are welcome.
I'm going to put my rifle down and I'm going to hop in the water. I'm going to try and swim over to Duck Island to retrieve the boat.
Well, we have to get back first. We're still at the
Thames. You guys are going back to the park.
This whole altercation took place down at the Thames.
Saying. I'm going to go in the water.
Okay.
Can I pick up his bundles?
Sure. So you guys make it back to the park, and then Mr. Edgeworth is going to enter the water and swim over.
Okay. I'm going to go back to the
How's your swimming score?
20.
It's a 20.
Okay.
Push
this
it.
Is where 20, this was where 25 would be super helpful.
Nobody put points in swim. Our characters are not swimmers. We don't even have
the point
bathing
is
suits.
This is a great idea. This is a great place where the rule of 25 would matter.
Yeah.
This is a calm lake on a calm night. Anyone with any experience with at least 25 in swimming would not need to roll to swim across.
While he's swimming, when he gets in the water, I'm going to cross back over towards the docks. I just want to see if that guy's still there. I don't want to get anywhere near the docks. I just want to see if I see a figure. Okay, and then I'll head back.
He's still there.
I'm just making sure he hasn't been murdered while we've been gone.
Bram, you'll need to make a swimming roll.
I'm going to walk around to the other side of the island so he cannot perceive me, hopefully. And then I am going to take off my overjacket. I'm going to hand it to Baker. I'm going to hand my rifle to Dr. Payne. And I'm going to say, pray for me, gentlemen. I am not a strong swimmer.
I took your rifle as soon as you put it down, and I went in and I just took off.
Okay, well,
and I probably came back before you left.
I just want to make the point that Baker was down to just attack this dude, but he didn't know if he could trust Colin and Cameron for keeping their mouth shut.
They're also not really fond of attacking this man because fucking with the palace seems like a really excellent way to find yourself in real legal trouble real fast.
London's going to be gone in 3 days. It doesn't matter.
They're concerned about legal trouble for reasons. You know perfectly well why.
Oh, yes, that's true. An investigation of Cameron and Collins would uncover some things that would probably land them in prison or bedlam.
Yeah. So, if they're a little more hesitant than you to assault a palace staff member, it may have something to do with that.
In Dr. Payne's defense, that was very rude of what that man did.
It was.
So that's why he's so very angry right now.
Yep. But the man's clearly protecting and defending something.
George III.
How'd that swimming roll go, by the way?
All right. I'm going to attempt to swim.
Okay, here we go then.
Good luck.
98.
Oh, that's a critical fail. That's a
fumble. You are welcome to push if you want.
Don't, you'll drown.
At the moment, I am just failing to swim. What narratively is the consequence if I don't push?
Well, you're not going to get across, for one. It's more a case of with a critical failure like that, is panic. In other words, is you enter the water and realize it's deeper than you thought.
And it smells.
And you don't actually know how to swim. And moment of panic that says drowning is horrible. I'm not doing this.
I think as he's wading into the water, it gets to be about 3 inches of nothing but duck and bird excrement all in the water. Ew.
I mean, it's also not the cleanest of water, but the point is the real issue here is drowning is terrifying. There's a reason people panic when they're drowning.
Do not push a frickin' swimming
What would be the consequence of me failing a pushed roll?
Well, then you might actually drown.
How would you push? You have to
man up and just get back in. Simple as that.
Oh yeah, okay. It's up to you, man.
What we're really floating on here is you did it on purpose, is the fact that drowning is terrifying. You notice how many people drown because they panic?
Lots. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's up to you. It's up to you, Graham. Seriously, if you want to try it, but if I don't know if any of us would be able to have any luck saving your ass if you do start to drown.
There are no life preservers around us, I assume.
No. So what do you want to do, Graham?
Did anyone bring rope?
Hold on, he's still dealing with if he's going to try to push this roll. Are you pushing or not?
Well, it's a valid question while he's deciding whether to do that. Because remember, he goes in the water, panics, comes back out.
Oh, did he come back out? I thought he was going to maybe push the roll.
We're about to find out whether pushing means he's going back in and trying again. In the meantime, Mr. Baker's question about does anyone have a rope?
I just shake my head.
This is an excellent question. It also might be possible to make a flotation device of some kind.
Let's chop down a tree. My character would have no idea how to go about doing that.
Well, you would need an axe for that purpose. Also, would be loud.
No, not cutting down a tree. Making a flotation device of some kind.
Probably chopping down a tree would be the best way to do it.
That seems ill-advised. It might be a good distraction for that guy at the dock, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drowning would not suffice at the moment. Not a good enough reason to push.
Okay.
I pull back.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna push my luck and try to find a boat that's unattended.
Okay. So make yourself a luck roll.
So you're going back
to the
Thames.
water, back to the waterfront.
Are you telling us that you're going back to the waterfront?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm literally gonna say I'm gonna push my luck to see if I can find a boat.
Okay, so
and Cameron and Collins will go with you because you'll need help moving it if you find a boat.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to carry.
And I
it.
rolled a regular success.
Yay! Finally.
Okay. Finding a boat is going to take some time. If you want to save some time, though, near the water, you will find rope pretty quickly.
Rope?
Yeah. So Mr. Baker suggested a rope.
Yeah,
so you could steal that with ease. If you want to take a little more time, you'll eventually find a boat. I mean, there's enough of them here. You're going to find one that's unattended. But rope you can find now.
I'm still gonna look for a boat, but then I'll make note of where I found that rope at, and I'll bring that up as I come back or whatever as we come back.
Okay. So how long are you willing to commit to this? In other words, you'll find rope within the first 5 minutes.
Oh, say I'm at least willing to commit a full hour. I would think, or within a half an hour. Say a half hour going and then for a half hour back.
It's not going to take you half hour to walk to the Thames. It's like 200 yards from here.
Not far at all. With half an hour, it'll take you about half an hour to locate a boat that looks unattended that you can steal.
Okay.
So if you're willing to commit that time with regular success on luck, you'll find one in roughly 20 minutes time. That's unattended, and that it can be handled that 3 of you can pick up and carry back to the park.
Okay.
Actually, also make yourself a second luck roll. How many people will this boat carry in one go?
Oh, come on, we need this.
Is it big enough for everybody?
I failed.
This boat is
I want to spend luck to. No, that won't work.
This boat is basically going to carry 3 to 4 people at most.
Okay.
So all 6 of you will not fit in one trip.
Curses.
3 or 4 of you will fit in one trip.
Well, Edgeworth's already wet. He can just hang onto the side.
Also possible. This is true. Because you don't have far to go.
Can I find a spot where I can kind of see the man on the dock and still see where, like, Illingsworth left and where he's likely to come back?
Easy to do.
Okay, I just want to kind of keep an eye on everything.
Like, main characters only. Sorry, guys.
No, we want them. We want them to. They might have information. They might notice something we're going to miss. And they're also bullet sponges.
At the very least, meat shields.
Yes.
That's rude. So, now carrying the boat back, once again being stealthy about this, and you will actually, with that second failed luck roll, you also will see a woman walk by.
Don't!
She looks at you like, you're clearly not customers. And she moves on. Oh, God, yeah.
Hire her. Get her to seduce the guy on the dock.
That's not going to work. He's working. That's not going to buy. The point is, she's sort of wondering where 3 men are going with a boat at this hour, and then decides it's not her business.
It's so romantic.
That moves on. Actually, she probably thinks that is exactly what's about to happen.
They're going to go under the boat and have,
That's safer probably what she thinks is going to happen right now.
They're boat fetishes. They're from the Vickers Club.
She doesn't want to talk about it. So, who's going on the first trip once you've got the boat?
Okay.
Not me. I'm going to keep an eye on guard at the shore and see if he starts to fiddle around.
Okay.
I'll go.
Oh, Edgeworth. I gave him his guns and stuff back when he first came back out of the water. And his lantern and everything.
Soaked through like a wet rat. Thank you.
Well, your coat's dry. It is probably chilly. It is April.
Yep.
I know.
So 3 of you on the first. 3 of you then on the first trip.
Who is it? Who's going on the first trip?
Everyone but Dr. Payne, I believe. So Cameron and Collins and Payne will stay on the shore, and the other 3 of you will take the boat across. Actually, no, wait. Better idea.
Will this hold 4 people?
Yeah. So
Yeah,
you
so
know
four
what?
should go the first
Mr.
time.
Mr. Collins will come with,
Okay.
and he'll bring the boat back to pick up the others if they want.
When I see the boat coming back is when I will make my way over there again. I
Yeah.
want to keep an eye
So
on this
that way,
guy and see if he notices them crossing.
yeah. So you do it on the far side of the lake.
Oh,
where you
okay,
won't see
okay.
it.
Okay, well, I'm not going to be able to. Then when I see them come back with the boat and head over there, then that's when I guess I'll
Okay.
join them.
So first trip then is everyone but Payne, all player characters but Payne.
They won't all fit.
Is the landing?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. All player characters.
four
All player
more.
characters. Sorry, sorry.
Yeah. Not yeah. Now, are you landing near where the raft is, or do you want to
Yeah.
land farther away from that?
That's a good question.
You should probably.
I still say we land, farther away, so we're less likely to be seen by anyone either on or maybe near the island.
Yeah, as far as you can tell, no one is watching the raft. It's just
Right.
abandoned there.
And that's
Whoever
on a-
rafted over left it there.
The raft isn't in view of the docks, right?
No.
The docks where the guard is. Okay.
Well,
Yeah, no.
okay. I mean, we could land next to the rat. I don't care.
Well, the point is, does any of you have any points in track?
I believe I do. No, I don't. All right. I left that up to the dogs.
Just to say, if any of you know anything about tracking, landing near the raft might be a place to make a tracking roll and see who landed.
Yeah, no.
We can still make tracking rolls. It
Oh, yeah.
doesn't help us much because we're all going to fail.
I guess there are
We got a 1 in 10 chance. Come on.
Oh, so are you landing near the raft or no?
Sure.
Yes,
Okay.
sure.
So this will allow you, when you land, to make attempt a tracking roll. Where did the raft person go? So each of you in the first three are welcome to make a tracking roll. Mr. Cameron, by the way, will turn around right away and begin
Oh!
boating back across.
Do I burn 8 luck?
I don't
No, I
know.
don't think I'm going to.
I can't believe I got a 4.
Yes!
There you go.
That should
That's
give
a
you a hard
hard.
success.
That's a hard success.
Okay. Well, first off, the thing about it is, down here by the water, you've got softer ground.
Yeah, that's what I was going to
There's
chalk it
no-
up to.
Yeah. And at one point, exposed mud will give you a very distinctive footprint. As in, the person who pulled the raft up onto the shore
Oh my god.
put a foot down here to do it.
It's a giant.
And with an 04, you'll notice, no, it's a normal size footprint,
Oh, thank God.
but it's not a boot. It's got a flat bottom, more like a slipper or a moccasin.
Oh.
Like whoever made this print is wearing some kind of what looks more like what you would think of as a slipper.
Could it be a woman?
Someone
Could be, but
someone
it's
is-
the larger footprint suggests a man's foot.
I say to the group, I imagine someone sleepwalking out here. These are slip-
It could be a bedroom slipper, or something you would wear inside. But you've got a distinct imprint there, and then it's clear that whoever did this moves upward into the wooded area.
Can they see the webs from here?
No, not yet.
Okay.
But you know, once you enter the wooded area, you're going to start seeing them. So whoever landed here was going that way. You could follow their path if you wish.
Is
Yeah,
there
I think-
any way to follow the track without leaving our own?
That would take a second tracking roll on your part. Because tracking can also cover
I'm
hovering your
not-
own tracks.
Yeah, you get a branch or something. Yeah, you could try.
So you're welcome to try it if you want.
Can't hurt to try.
I'm not sure.
I'll try to
This is-
cover our track. Well,
Yeah, no,
once we start moving. Right now I'm suggesting we wait for everyone to get ashore before we start.
Alternatively, you could
Following
wait for
these.
the others.
Yeah,
Yeah, now the more people there are, of course, the harder it becomes to cover a trail.
true. But we also got more people working on potentially trying to cover our tracks too. But
So with
At
6
that point,
people,
I think
covering
it's
these tracks is
pointless.
going to be near on impossible unless someone's really good at this.
Mhm.
On the other hand, then now there's 6 of you. So you've probably outnumbered whoever else is here.
Are we there? Did Cameron
Are
pick us up
the
yet?
three of you waiting for the others to arrive?
that's
Or
what
are you following the track first?
I think we should.
Yeah,
Okay, so you wait for the others.
Yeah.
And so Cameron will come with the boat, pick up the others, come back.
Okay.
So now everybody, by this point, it's about 3 a.m. So all said and done, it's been close on 2 hours
Oh
between
my
everyone.
God. This has
3
been so
a.m.
long.
Tuesday?
And now
Yes,
you've got
3 and 2
everybody
south.
on Duck Island, and now you can follow the track wherever Raft Person went into the forested area.
Yes, I want to go check on Mr. Grissom. The man in
Are
the
you
cottage.
breaking off to go to the cottage?
I'm telling them this. I'm telling them that I would like to do that.
Because the raft is not near the cottage.
I know. I have to go. I have to
Raft
walk
person is
around.
uninterested in the cottage.
I'll have to walk around the side of the island, right?
Or you could go through the middle.
I think I'd rather walk.
There's a bunch of ways to get there.
I'd rather walk around the edge of the
only one that
island.
avoids the potential web is the edge.
Yeah, I'd rather walk around the edge and then go to the back door where I won't be observed. Can I come around the side of the island to the back door without being observed from the dock across the way?
Possibly. That last part's going to be tricky.
Because
the back door faces the forest again.
Well, I'll risk the webs. I'll risk the webs at that point. I don't want the Buckingham man to actually.
Okay. Now, are you breaking off from the others to do this?
I don't know. I'm going to tell them that I'd like to check on Mr. Grissom. That's why. That's what I just told everyone at the cottage. That's what I say. Does everybody just?
Should we divide up then?
Yeah.
Should. Yes.
It's up
you
to
want
you.
company?
Yes, of course. Anyone who wishes to come. I'm going to follow the edge until I get close and then head into the forest in the hopes that the man from Buckingham
we have a trail here, and you want to do that. Should we divide up?
Yeah. Well, yes.
Yeah.
Why not?
We should.
Okay, then let's do that. In that case, says Mr. Collins, Mr. Cameron and I will go with Dr. Payne.
Fair enough. I'm cocking my pistol and holding it.
If you gentlemen will follow the trail, and we will meet you behind the house.
Just double checking. Collins and Cameron are also armed, right?
Yeah, they split a pair of dueling pistols.
Yes, and one of them has a very nice knife. Yeah.
I can't even call that a knife. That is
a dagger. Yeah.
Yeah, a knife is something you use to cut meat at the table. That is a murder tool.
That's not a knife. Oh.
Still haven't had the freaking webs analyzed. Don't know what effect that's going to. Be wary. I don't know if the webs might have some chemical properties. Perhaps they cause hallucinations. They might be poisonous.
Now, the three of you who are entering the forest, meantime, now you're going to start to see the webs. By the way, this will call for a sanity roll, although you'll lose nothing if you succeed because you are prepared for it. So if you fail, you'll lose. If you fail, you lose 1. If you succeed, you lose nothing. Because as you enter the forest, there's a large number of these webs. They're not really sticky like conventional spider webs. They're draped about, and if anything, they start to look almost more like party streamers than spider webs. Oh, and there's a trail through them. Raft person just broke right through.
Sleepwalker.
So whoever raft person was, they were clearly going somewhere and knew where they were going. Because they moved only certain webs, as in they understood where the path was and where they wanted to go.
Okay.
And then a lot of you will come on. Well, who's leading here? Does any of you have a lantern?
Baker found the tracks.
Baker found the tracks, but Connor said he had also brought a lantern as well.
Yep.
Connor
so
brought a lantern.
So Edgeworth is leading then. Okay. So Mr. Edgeworth, you want to make yourself a dexterity roll, as you are first in line.
My dex is, it's a 50-50.
Well, here we go then.
I fail.
Okay, which means you will trip. When you land and spin the lantern back to what you tripped over, a sanity roll will be called for.
Mr. Graves!
This one I failed.
Okay. Hang on a sec, we're going to need to...
It's a dead Shantak.
If only it were.
Mr. Edgeworth, are you all right?
You'll lose only 1. What you've tripped over is a body.
I thought.
That is a dead person. They are wearing the same uniform you saw with the man on the dock.
Ooh.
That's a palace footman.
I knew I should have shot that guy.
He appears to have been strangled.
Mr. Graves
Now, the
uses
rest of you are also going to want a SAN roll, but there's no risk. You'll lose 1 if you fail, because now he can tell you what he saw. He could have lost up to 4.
Mr. Graves uses
Did
a
you say-
knife. He doesn't strangle people, right?
Yeah. So this was not... Yeah, Graves' weapon of choice is the knife. I mean, he might strangle somebody, but he carries a knife. Everybody's heard that. So the other 2 of you will want to make a sanity roll. If you succeed, you lose nothing. If you
kinda
fail,
cut
you'll
out for
still
a
lose
second.
1.
I couldn't remember whether you said, and I failed that one too. Yay!
Yeah, you'll lose
off
only
to
1.
a great start.
Fun is Mr. Edgeworth could have lost up to 4 because he's the one who tripped over it. The 2 of you being aware there's a body here can lose a maximum of 1.
I'm okay.
Okay, and if you succeed, you lose nothing. But this is a footman. He's been strangled. His body dumped here. Or maybe he was strangled here. The trail continues. Was this man following or investigating the trail?
I suspect that this man was guarding something further down, and our slippered assailant found him and strangled him.
A tracking roll might tell you whether the man in the slippers came by before or after the murder.
I'll try. But
You're all welcome. All 3 of you are welcome to try.
Nope.
Because it's possible to learn that.
Nope.
But again,
it wasn't a crit fail, but I failed.
Well, crit fail wouldn't mean a thing here. Either you'll be able to work this out, or you just don't know. Nope. So no way to tell. But you've still got the trail. Now, the trail winds its way through the inner part of the island. So now the nice thing is you don't have to push through webs as long as you're on the trail, because whoever came before you did that.
Cleared the path, yeah.
And they haven't been rebuilt.
Okay.
And then...
yeah. I don't know how fast these webs formed.
Yeah.
But they've likely been through here, obviously, recently. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you'll come to a point where the ground rises up, and there's what appears to be an opening. Like a...
Well,
is that No, it's not a well. We saw a well earlier, elsewhere.
Okay.
No, this is basically a cave. And sitting in front of the cave on the ground is a man. He's wearing what appears to be a robe wrapped around himself. Is that a bathrobe, a night robe? He's wearing slippers. He has long gray hair and a beard. And he is doing something with his finger in the dirt. Like as you watch, with his finger, he looks like he's writing something, and then he scrubbles it out and tries again, like he's trying to figure something out. He has not noticed your approach. He seems uninterested in you, unless you make a loud noise or get his attention.
Right now,
he's clearly obsessed with what he's doing.
I don't know what everyone else wants to do, but right now I'm just going to sit back and watch him for a moment or 2.
Okay. He will not, in that moment, he will not change his behavior. He continues to write and then get frustrated and then erase and do this again. Like, he's clearly trying hard to work out some kind of problem that might involve letters or math or something. Like, he's clearly using symbols, drawing them with his finger to help his thought process. Although from here, it's impossible to say what he's drawing. Also, there's almost no light, so he's doing this perhaps more as a mnemonic than actually being able to read what he's writing.
Right.
I'm going to look to my companions and sort of gesture to him, like, shall we approach?
Yep. That's up to you guys.
Yeah.
I do not think he's going to see you unless you actually attempt to get his attention.
We can approach cautiously.
Okay.
We don't know what happened to that individual
least,
back there.
Yeah, there's at least one person here who's already dead.
Mm-hmm.
The web's, incidentally, all over the place. In other words, any path you take except right up to the man, you're going to have to plow through webbing.
Right.
But the path up to where the man is sitting is clear. He came that way. So this is as far as he's gone. Or perhaps this was his destination all along. I mean, he made a raft. He walked up this way.
Right. He's here for some reason, obviously, so...
Yeah, he doesn't appear to have brought anything with him. And as you get closer, you can see he's definitely wearing an overrobe. Like the kind you might wear when you get out of... Like, you might pull over your clothes when you get out of bed.
Like a night shirt or whatever, yeah.
Well, he's probably... If he's wearing a nightshirt, it's under the robe.
Oh, I gotcha, yeah, okay.
So that's the kind of, like, if you get out of bed in your pajamas, then you grab a robe and put it on as well. So it's that kind of a robe. It's dirty now. Webbing is hanging off it. Part of it is sitting on the ground. But it also looks expensive. Like, it's silk. It's embroidered.
This man does look English to us, right?
Can't tell.
I mean...
He's got a beard, gray hair. Can't really tell much about him. Can't get a good look at his face. As his face is downward toward the dirt.
But I mean, I guess he's lighter skin complected. He's not... I was thinking of those people from India that we met at the party or saw at the party.
Well, some of them are English too. So...
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. He does. His complexion does look pale.
Okay.
He has lighter rather than darker skin. At least it appears that way in the moonlight. What little moonlight there is.
Right. I'm
not
trying to be, I don't know, that kind of guy, but...
No, it's full description. And the fact that his hair is gray tells you his age, but not what color it originally was.
Right.
Tells you he's old.
So yeah, I think we're going to approach the man, but cautiously. So...
Okay. He does not respond. You're practically up on him, and he's still doing what he's doing.
Can we
practically
start to make
walk
out
right up to this guy?
Well, we got that lantern. Does he make any notion if any light comes on him or anything?
Yeah.
Are you shining the light at him?
I think we should.
I might ask what he's writing to see if whoever's holding the lantern shines the lantern on what he's writing.
I believe Edgeworth is the one currently holding the lantern.
Right.
You want to shine the lantern at the man directly. See if you get his attention that way.
That's...
Okay.
I shine the light.
Directly at him?
Directly at him.
Yeah, he's got to see that. And he does. He looks up. His eyes are glazy. Cataracts, maybe?
Okay.
And when he realizes he's not alone, he stands up, which takes him some effort, and says, "You don't belong here, whoever you are."
Good evening, good sir.
Do you belong here?
I wish I didn't. But I can't ignore this any longer. And if you don't hear the voice of Venus, you need to be somewhere else. Now. For your own good.
Venus, you said?
The voice of Venus.
She talks to me. She talks to me in numbers. Impossible, beautiful numbers. See? And he points at the scribbles he's making in the dirt, which, by the way, mean absolutely nothing.
Are they literally scribbles? Like there's no...
Scribbles.
All right.
Yeah.
Would any of us, now that we have the light on him, recognize him at a glance?
Now you can make an IQ roll. Now you can see if you recognize this man's face.
Intelligence?
This might be...
Or
yeah,
education?
Intelligence.
Yes, intelligence.
Right. Yeah.
Would that be a no roll?
Yeah,
this
same
is
thing.
A piece of information.
Yeah.
Sorry?
Yeah, same thing.
Okay.
It's a thing of either
education is a
catch or
no
you
roll.
won't.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no,
rolls.
this is intelligent. This is
Intelligence.
memory kind of thing.
Failure.
Because it has to do with the
Failed.
fact that
Failed.
if you know his face, you don't know it this way. Anybody succeed? Josh?
Gosh!
Yes? You're on
You
mute,
have
by the way,
yourself
Josh.
muted. Yeah.
You're on mute. No one can hear you.
There you go.
I think I did. We're rolling on intelligence, right?
Yes.
Then yes.
Okay. And then it clicks. Why is there a footman from the palace?
Mm-hmm.
Who is this crazy old man?
Oh, is it George III?
Yeah.
Oh
That's the
my
king.
god.
Who is every bit as crazy as they say he is.
As
Yeah.
soon as it comes to me, I put my hand on the closest guy, like it's
Yeah.
George.
Not sure if he knows who he is
Or-
right now, but you do. It took a long time to recognize him because in his public portraits, he's never seen with that beard. Or with the long hair like
whispered
that.
aloud,
Like you've
"It's
seen his face on
George."
Money, but his face is different when he has a beard. That's why it took a moment to recognize him.
It's like seeing Benjamin Franklin from The 100.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Or I actually used that in class today. The early photograph of Abraham Lincoln before he grew the beard.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like it's Abraham Lincoln, just not the way we're used to seeing him because he doesn't have a beard yet. As a younger man, he didn't go in for a beard. But yeah, no, that's the king. Okay, now you understand why the footman was desperate to inform you that no one was on the island?
Yeah.
Now it makes so much sense.
I'm not there to
Yeah.
mesmerize him. Darn it.
Yeah. And he's apparently convinced that you need to leave because if Venus doesn't talk to you, you're in the wrong place. So he's having apparently a very pleasant conversation with the planet Venus.
Can we see the stars where we're
No.
sitting?
No, he said it's overcast or whatever today. Cloudy.
You can kind of see the moon. You know how the moon looks hazy on an overcast night?
Yeah.
You can't see the stars. So you got a little moonlight, and you really can't see any of the stars. Well, go on then. Can't you see I'm busy? I've got to work this out. It's important.
Well, yes, we were merely looking for the well. Perhaps you could point us in that direction?
And he indicates with a finger. Like
Okay.
he knows exactly where it is.
All right. And I'll just start heading off in that direction, whether he's right or wrong.
Now you're pushing through webbing.
Yeah.
Are you
All right.
leaving him here then?
Yeah.
Or I follow my friend,
Okay.
Your Highness.
I'll start.
By the way, he's
feel
also
it's
by this point mostly deaf too, which is why he didn't hear you at all.
I feel it is best you know your soldier is laying down on the job.
Well, that's what happens when Venus doesn't talk to you, doesn't it?
No.
I told them not to come. I came alone for a reason. And yet, they insisted, and they followed. And I told them, and I told them, and I told them. And I ordered them to stay put, and they did not listen. And then that will not be on me. It will be the one time that it will not be on me. Finally. 58 years. 26 days.
Oh.
And none of that. But this one will not be on me. And thank God for that.
Yes.
Now, take yourself elsewhere, because your death will not be on me either.
I'll be on my way. Thank you.
Good.
I keep my eyes on him as I back away slowly, following.
Yeah. Well, there's nothing he can do to you.
Path.
I mean, honestly, you could have just picked him up and carried him away if you really wanted to. The guy's, 80 years old?
He strangled his soldier.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
As
and
far as I know, yeah, George killed his soldier friend, even if he's 80. And I don't
yeah,
want to be the next
just in
body.
case.
And I don't want to be the guy that killed George.
Yeah, also that. Let's not get in a fight with the king.
Yeah,
Just leave him
that's
there.
mainly what I was going for.
Yep. Although it really does, now that he mentioned it, now he puts it that way, it really does look like he snuck out. Notice he's still wearing his night clothes. He probably grabbed the packing crate to use as a raft. No, the footman went to find him when he disappeared.
Yeah.
Was the footman wet when they found him? Like, were his clothes soggy? Okay.
No,
Okay.
Was
he's
it the
one of the
boat?
ones who came, he's one of the ones who came in the boat. In other words, the palace knows he's on the island. They left the guy on the dock to remind you that no one is on the island, because that is not a thing that is ever going to be allowed to become public.
And either
Right.
he or somebody strangled the footman who was trying to
Well,
There's
accompany him.
something.
Also that.
There's
So either
something in the cave that has called him here.
Dude, the other two have left. You're alone with George III right now. Baker and
I-
Illingsworth walked away.
I
You're
don't
all
know
by
why
follow
yourself.
them, of course, through the webbing.
Get out of there. Unless
Well,
He's
and
gone
I'm
back
not.
to-
To be
he's
honest,
gone back
I'm
to his
not going to
scribbles.
start traveling very far without the light. He's the one carrying the lantern too, so
true.
true.
You're also our light source. So yeah,
I might
we step
venture into the wood a
darkness.
little bit, but I'll
And
stop
then
eventually.
realize it's dark.
We're okay
Yeah.
stepping into the dark, webby forest than being with this
Yeah.
mad king.
And then realizing, on second thought, maybe we should wait for the guy with the lantern to join us.
Yeah.
Is he joining us?
You
He's
drove
still
George.
standing there.
Just. He can't help it. He's curious. He wants to take a look at what the king is writing in the dirt.
It's
Okay.
literally
Ridley.
scribbles.
It's nothing.
It is,
said.
It is actual scribbles. If it's a language, it's not one you recognize.
Okay.
Well, actually, make yourself an education roll. Now a no roll.
My critical fail there, and then he thinks he understands it.
There we go. That is a 30. That's a normal success.
There are a few. Some of the squiggles are badly written numbers. Some of them are probably Greek letters and symbols. In other words, those are equations. His handwriting is terrible, which makes it hard to determine exactly what he's doing, but those are equations. With a regular success, not sure what those equations describe, especially given how badly some of them are written. But he's doing some kind of math.
I have some points of luck to spend. I just needed 35 to get to hard. Could I push that? Sorry, not push that. Spend the luck to knock that down.
Yep.
Okay.
Did you have
I'm gonna
10?
spend 2 of my.
You have 10 luck.
Okay.
I have 11. I have 11. I'm gonna push it. Okay. I'm gonna spend 2 points of luck to get that down to a 35.
Okay. So as you watch, you start to make sense of the equations. For instance, several of them are the ones you would use to describe planetary orbits. Others describe the movement of what we would think of as fluid dynamics, the movement of an object through the air. And then it starts to click. Some of those equations may in fact be describing, among other things, the hovering or flight of the Shantax. As in, he couldn't put it in words, but he understands the math.
I look at
And
him.
mixed into it, by the way, is very clearly one equation, or a set of equations, which describe the orbit of the planet Venus.
Venus. I look at him. Venus speaks to you.
That's correct. She has for years.
It's the missing factor. The orbit of Venus.
When I first noticed this, I thought I was mad. And then the more I realized it, the more I thought on it, the more I worked the numbers, the more I began to understand. These conjunctions are visible, not merely in transitive properties, but in where you look for them. See here? And he begins scribbling again. Yeah, what Collins and Cameron were talking about in terms of chaos math, that's what he's doing. It starts with the correct knowledge of how the planets orbit. In other words, some of these equations are very normal. They're exactly what you would use to describe the orbit of a planet like Venus. Some of them are now into the field of what we'd call chaos math. So he started with the ordinary and has tripped off into holy shit land. And you're following this now.
Sanity check.
You should make a sanity check.
Yep. 55. That's a failure.
Okay. So 1. You're going
20
to
points.
Use... Oh God, no, not that much.
We're playing Call of Cthulhu now.
3 actually, and
3.
You also should roll 1 6-sider, or sorry, 1 4-sider. Oh, excuse me.
1 4-sided die?
Yep.
I got a 4.
And add 4 points to Cthulhu Mythos.
Yes! Actually, that was my first time getting Cthulhu Mythos. Doesn't that mean it's 5, then plus 4?
No. The 5 points are if you have, if you go temporarily insane from a Cthulhu Mythos creature, you get 5 points of Cthulhu Mythos. You could still do that. You could still get 5 points if Kevin does that. If you see a Shantak and you lose enough to have a bout of madness, you have to have a bout of madness. It's insane.
That's possible.
Right.
Yeah, that's possible elsewhere. This is just
right.
Watching him do
like
these equations until he understands, and now you do.
You understand
for the clarification.
You know, chaos theory now. 200 years before it was actually invented. I don't know when it was invented.
And well, what he's come to is something that Collins and Cameron had kind of come to as well. What is the difference between advanced science and magic?
But you understand it.
There isn't any. In other words, what Collins and Cameron think of as communicating with the Shantaks, the king thinks of as simply advanced mathematics. But it's all part and parcel of the same thing. Now, the two of you, by the way, who've been in waiting for Edgeworth to come back, how long are you waiting?
Yeah, how long?
Because he's not coming back.
He has the light.
He has our light.
Yeah, he has the
just
light.
go.
I'm imagining you guys brought a candle lamp as well.
I've been imagining us just standing at the tree line.
Yep.
But it's
Come on, grow a pair.
We're kind of watching this all go down. Him come to.
He looks like he's gonna stay. He's just gonna stay and hang out with George III. They're best friends now.
Apparently.
Have you put down the lamps?
I believe he's still holding. Edgeworth is still holding a lantern.
Yeah, he's gonna need the lantern. He won't be able to read the equations.
Guys. I imagine the two of you also brought a lamp.
I can't read the dirt math, Josh, if I don't have a lantern.
Yep.
But you have more than one, don't you?
No, but I assume one of you guys brought one.
I brought one. At least I stated that I brought one. I was the only other one who said anything that they brought one.
And
I've got it back.
Brought either a candle or a lamp or something. I mean, you're going into a place that could be dark. It'd be foolish.
I need my lantern. I need my lantern to read the king's dirt math, Josh.
Yeah, but you're using the lantern for that thing. So you two could leave him here and light a candle or a lamp of your own if you wanted. If you want to leave him here.
I really don't want to leave him here, though, at this point in time. But
that's a different issue.
Yeah.
Whereas you could, whether you want to, is a completely different issue.
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Leave his ass.
He does not appear to be going anywhere in the near future.
I can't tell if it's safer or more dangerous to leave him with the king.
That is kind of the problem, isn't it?
Yep.
Now hold on. You said the king is 80 at this juncture?
Thereabouts, yeah.
Can I ask a question? Does he look kind of feeble as far as that goes? Okay.
He looks like he's 80.
Right. Could they come to the conclusion he probably did not strangle that man in the woods? Or could they at least maybe he didn't? Because I assumed he killed his footman personally, but I didn't know he looked old and feeble at the time.
Oh yeah, gray hair, long beard, practically deaf. Notice the cataracts. Yeah, he's an old man. If he strangled the footman, he did it by some supernatural means, which at this point we shouldn't rule out.
Yeah.
He did not do it with his physical strength.
No. I'm just going to look at the king, and I'm going to say, Your Highness, I am so sorry you had to hold on to this by yourself for so long.
Who would I have told?
I am so sorry.
And he actually will reach up to take you by the shoulders. If you're not going to get out of the way, which you totally can.
I let it happen.
And he says, thank you.
And he strangles you.
You don't need much psychology to realize, one, the stuff he's talking about is itself mad. Like, you just gain points in mythos for this. Two, he's the king. He's got to be the visible face of the British Empire. Mm-hmm. So he's got two reasons he can't talk about this. One would be enough.
Your Highness, it isn't safe here. I can't make you leave, but I would be remiss to leave you here.
That's the problem.
I can see it. I can see it too.
I know.
Something's coming.
Something that's here. It already is. Do you know when I first learned this?
When?
I've known this since 1761. I've carried that this long. And you are correct. It is here. And there is peril here. And what of it? I've carried it this long. Let my son carry the crown. I shall carry this. And if this is the last of me, then let it be. And by the way, those of you with any points in psychology, that's the only sane thing he said all night. But he's tired of his weight.
I'm going to put my hand on the shoulder of the King of England.
Yeah, which under other circumstances would not be okay. But here it is.
No. And I'm going to say, then you shall not carry it alone.
Oh my goodness.
Uh-oh. King got a new guard. Plus, George is going to live till 1820. He'll be fine.
Someone who looks like George will live to 1820.
Or that. Then again, there's the one guy you met who thinks he was replaced by a lizard man or something.
Not true.
Dude, Edgeworth should just take up a position and guard the king. Put gun in hand and just think that'd be cool.
He might already have that position now.
I look into the depths of the cave before us. What do I see?
Oh, you'll need from out here very little.
Yeah, he's the one that has a bullseye lantern.
Yeah, you can see that that there's a way to go inward. In other words, it's big enough for a man to enter.
Okay, I'm going to take my rifle, and I'm going to walk back over to Illingsworth and Baker.
Okay, who are still not moved, as far as I know.
Nope.
No. Yeah. I'm going to look at them and say, We need to collect the doctor and make our way back here. Something's happening tonight. It's here. We cannot afford to wait. And I'm not leaving him here.
Okay. And while you guys are doing that, then, meantime, the other three
Yeah.
are circling the island. And then, if you don't want to be seen
No,
by
we
the
don't.
man on the dock, you'll need to move through the webbing at one point.
Yeah, I'll lead the way through the webbing.
And if
Pistols
you're
in
leading,
hand.
you should make yourself a spot hidden roll.
Oh boy. Okay, my spot hidden is not ideal. A 45 out of 25, so no.
Okay. Which means you get to make a sanity roll.
Oh, great.
And this one is going to be harder because you're not going to see it until you bump into it.
Let's see, where's my sanity? Ouch, ouch. My sanity's not great anymore. Fail. 74 out of 50.
Okay, which means
Yeah.
you might take a more significant loss.
Oh!
Which
Maybe
is 4.
Oh, 4's not terrible. I mean, it's not good.
Because as you're moving through the webbing, you bump into something. And it feels heavy and solid and gives to the touch. And it takes a long moment to process that your face is contacting the stomach of a human being.
Back away. Can we say that I handed off the lantern to Collins or Cameron, and they're using it to illuminate our way? Because I've got guns in one hand and pistol in the other, so I'm kind of laden.
Yeah. So you basically
I jerked back. I lost 4 points of sanity, and
because the man you're threatening is already dead.
I gesture for them to illuminate the corpse. It's hanging from a tree.
Yeah, that's a footman. And the webbing is wrapped around his neck.
Oh.
And he is hanged. Yeah, he's dead.
Gentlemen.
But he's hanging at a point where basically his stomach is at your face height, which is why you bumped into him the way you did.
Gentlemen.
Yeah, we see it.
Do you have any theories on this? I'm going to start moving past the body towards the cottage. I'd still like to get to the cottage.
You keep going. I think this is where we do our thing. Now,
do you need the lantern?
Take it. Go.
Okay, I'm going to take the lantern. I'm pretty well. I got too much gear.
One of them will actually take a candle and strike it.
I'm going to put the pistol away so I can have the guns in one hand and the lantern in the other, and I'm going to make my way to Grissom. Good luck, gentlemen.
Okay. And as you're leaving, you can hear the two of them.
Before I leave, I'll say, if you shout out, I will try to assist you. And then I'm going to go.
You can hear the two of them starting to speak in a language you don't understand.
Okay.
So they're doing their thing.
I'm going to push on to the cottage.
This is where we field test their theory.
I hope it works. I'm going to push onto the cottage and get out of the webbing as soon as possible.
Okay, so you push your way through. By this point, if the man on the dock, do you still have enough wherewithal to make a stealth roll to avoid the man being seen by the man on the dock?
No, I've lost 4 sanity. I'm just trying to get to Grissom at this point.
There's a small space where he might see you.
That's fine. Good. Send help. I'm just going to slip to the back of the cottage and then try to...
Let's see. No, he does not.
Okay. Well, I don't know that. I don't care at this point. I've lost 4 sanity.
And you enter the back of the cottage.
Yeah, is it locked? The back door's not locked either? Grissom?
Never was.
I never checked it. I didn't know. I let myself in.
Front door wasn't either, remember?
No, I remember the front door wasn't. I asked him. I let myself in. I guess I'm back with all the pelicans and all the birds. Are they still alive?
Some of them. They're still in their carriers.
Yeah.
And there's Grissom. Yeah. Except Grissom looks a little different.
Okay. Does it require a sanity check?
No, not particularly. Okay. He doesn't have a shirt on when you enter.
Oh no.
And he is standing on basically a platform made of carriers. So he's stacked up a bunch of the carriers so that he can get to the ceiling. And he's using chalk to draw on the ceiling.
What's he drawing? Shine my light up there. Okay.
And when he sees you come in, he looks down at you at the light.
Right.
You're too late, he says. It flew, and they're here, and there's nothing I can do.
What flew?
I don't know. It flew without wings, or it had 3 wings, one or the other.
Do you remember me, Mr.
3
Grissom?
or none. Yes. Steak man. You're Steak man.
Yes, yes. Yes. I'm going to
And there
lean
was
the
beer.
guns against the wall. They're the wrapped up guns.
There was beer. There was beer.
Yes, yes, I attempted to help you. Could you look at my watch again, Mr. Grissom? Do you remember my watch? Do you remember the watch? The watch that I showed you. Can you
Yes.
watch it? Can you look at the watch?
And you're welcome to make a mesmerism roll.
Okay. Do I get any kind of
Normally
bonus
you would
for
have-
already
Well,
having
normally
mesmerized
you
him?
would have advantage because you've already done this.
But he's
But
gone.
his state has also deteriorated, so you back him
Gotcha.
on.
Come on now. 66 out of 51. Nope. He remembers the watch, but that's about it, right? It's like,
Yeah.
it's a very nice watch.
The watch won't be working. It won't work. The time is we're outside of time and space and flight.
Has my
And
watch
it-
stopped?
It
I'm
has.
asking you. It has.
Yeah.
Yes.
And if a bird was flying here above us,
You're
it
correct.
wouldn't go anywhere. It couldn't go anywhere. We are. And now he steps down off the platform.
Okay, I'm kind of bracing
We are
myself.
in Azazel, you and I,
Yes.
and they will draw the lots.
Yes, the lots. I remember hearing about that.
I've already set it up. You see? Here, look.
What's he
And
done?
he pushes. Two of the bird carriers have been set aside. In it are 2
Uh-huh.
pelicans, one in each. One of them, each of them has a mark on it, and one marked with red chalk, one with black chalk.
Okay.
And when you can't tell whether it's red or black, then we will draw the lots.
Oh, yes. I understand that. I understand, Mr. Grissom. I'm terribly sorry. I'm so terribly sorry.
I left the lots here with the beer. I'll go get them. No, wait, it's not time.
It's
It
not
might be
time.
I don't know what time it is. I do not know what time it is. Your
But
lot doesn't
look.
work anymore.
Look, we can see. Red, black. We can see. As I shine the lantern on him.
You can. So
It's not time.
dark yet.
So it's not
It's
the
not
time yet.
It's not dark yet. It's
Have
not
you
dark
s-
yet. It's not
Perhaps.
dark yet.
Could I have brought some kind of sedative, some laudanum or something?
Did you bring your medical kit?
No, I didn't bring my medical bag. I didn't think to bring it. I was too concerned with
Yep.
bringing guns. Okay.
Yep.
So it's not time yet. So if you want to go back to your
Can't be
work,
time. I will.
point
It
to the
can't be.
ceiling.
And
That's
he will
great.
climb back up, scrambling over. Oh, by the way, some of the carriers still have living birds in them, who squawk as he kicks them around.
Right. I shouldn't have left him here, but couldn't figure out any way to get him off the island. Oh,
No, he wasn't going anywhere anyway.
I know.
And
It
is
would
now
have
back to
taken a
scribbling on the
huge
ceiling.
thing to get all the birds off the island and everything.
Many of the birds are still alive.
Okay, so yeah, but if I let them loose, they're just loose in Azazel, so they're gonna get killed by the Shantax.
Yep. There's that.
Hopefully, does it look like he's killed any of the birds, or
No.
do they look? As far as I can tell, there's no dead birds. He's marked a couple pelicans.
Some of them apparently have died, although I suspect that's starvation.
Oh,
Or
he doesn't have
neglect.
food. Okay, all right.
Or he's forgetting to feed some of them
Oh yeah, he's crazy. All right.
because he won't let them out.
Don't know anything about veterinary medicine particularly, so I can't
Yeah.
really tell. Is there some seeds around? Does he have bird
There's
food?
sacks of bird feed,
Okay,
some of which are open and spilled across the floor.
perfect. I'll take about 5 minutes. I'm just gonna make sure there's feed in with all the birds, and hope they're not dying
Okay.
of. They're probably dying from lack of water. There's no way to water these birds quickly, is there?
No.
All
And
right.
at this point, everybody, no matter where you are on the island, will hear the crack of a gun.
Where?
Can't tell, it echoed. A listen roll
Damn
will
it.
help you identify where it came
Awesome.
from. And that's true for everybody. And I'll make one for...
Nope,
The other guys.
failed. Can I at least tell if it came from the front of the cabin, from the front of the cottage?
They cannot. It echoes off the water, so you'll need a success
Gotcha.
here to
Okay,
determine its correct.
that's fair. Well, that should bring some action from the guy on the shore. I hope. I'm gonna assume it is my allies. That's my assumption. Damn it! I wanted to look out the windows first.
Let's pretend it's that. Did anybody succeed on the listen roll?
Oh. That's for everyone.
Nobody?
I don't know.
Yeah. I
Baker
didn't
did.
listen back yet.
Baker
Yeah,
succeeded.
Josh, you're also on mute.
Yeah.
I just made my listen check.
Nice.
Okay.
I rolled a 10.
Okay. With a basic
You got a
success,
hard.
Feeding the
the
fucking
shot
birds.
came from somewhere back near the dock. With a hard success, that's the dock. So that guy who was the footman who was giving you a hard time,
He's dead.
I think
Just
somebody
got
shot him.
shot.
I'm assuming. No, I don't know that. I have no idea where it came from.
So those of you who are further inland, near the cave, you heard it. Baker is fully aware of where it came from.
Right.
So you have no visual on it, so you don't know who shot who. But
Right.
that was a gunshot, and it came from there.
I don't know where it was from. Damn it. I wish I'd have made that roll.
And with a hard success, you'll also now, from over there, hear people moving and the distinct splash of oars.
They're coming.
Oh god, okay.
Here comes
They're
somebody.
coming.
So
Yeah, I think somebody just shot the guy at the dock and is taking a boat. They did not negotiate. They just shot the poor bastard.
I go back to the back windows of the cottage and try to peek out through the shutters to see if I can see my companions. Because I'm assuming they took the shot. I know the back is in their direction. And obviously I can't see anything. It's
Way
just
too
dark
much
out there.
trees and webbing.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
Oh, no.
You know roughly where they are, but they haven't come back yet. You can hear Collins and Cameron now essentially screaming into the wind.
Wind.
Wait, where'd the wind come from?
Yeah. Oh, no.
That is an excellent question. Where did the wind come from? Did it just pick up naturally?
I immediately tell Edgar that we're not alone anymore. A group is coming.
Okay.
Send Ortho.
Did you hear that shot as well? Where did it come from? I couldn't tell.
Came from the docks.
And now someone is coming
that
this
can't
way.
be good. Should we make haste and find our way towards the docks then? The doctor and Cameron and Collins are that way.
They are.
We should probably go now.
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
let's. How
So-
about that, Dr. Edgeworth?
So you two are getting ready to move.
Or yeah,
I
Graham?
think Connor's away. I think Graham's away from AFK right now for some reason.
Yeah.
I'm going to go all around. I'm going to look out all the windows. I don't know where the shot came
All right,
from.
I'm
There he
Okay.
is.
Oh, there
Sorry,
you are.
go back to you guys.
Andy,
Go
hold
back
on
to
a
you
sec.
guys.
So, Graham, are you going with the others, or are you staying where you are?
Are you too crazy?
gonna stay with King
Did
George.
you hear the shot, though?
Okay.
You heard the shot, right?
I did hear the shot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, no,
So-
I failed the listen roll. I heard the shot, but I don't know where it came from.
Yeah. Impossible not to hear it. Impossible without a successful listen roll. Can't tell where it came from.
Came from the
Mhm.
dock. So. I can
So,
tell you.
You're
the,
staying here, letting the other two move
you're in
toward
danger.
the keeper's cabin. Okay. And meantime, Dr. Payne looks out the windows.
I'm trying to peek out through because all the shutters are closed, right?
Yep. But you can peek out through.
Yeah, I'm just looking for light. As basically, I don't think that I'll see anything else.
Well, here comes a boat.
Oh, I run to the back and grab my guns
And
and run back to the front.
you'll recognize some of the people in it.
Mr. Graves.
He's the one with the oars.
Oh dear.
Okay, he's back in town. He's the one rowing, which is why the boat is moving at a good pace.
What's it
Reverend-
look when I return to the front window and start untying these guns? How close are
Reverend
they?
Brown? It'll take them probably 3 to 4 minutes
Oh,
at their current pace to cross the water.
I have time. All right.
Reverend Brown, Billy Ludd, and 2 people you cannot identify, but you're pretty sure you've seen them before.
Okay. Let's
So
make
a total
this.
of 5 people in the boat.
Can I make this more difficult then? I do have a loaded flintlock rifle.
You could start shooting.
I'm gonna start
Now the
shooting.
other 2 are coming toward the cabin.
They're in the
And
back,
in the
right?
meantime, as you guys are moving through the woods, basically pushing webbing out of your way as you go, you'll notice the webbing is now being picked up by wind, which wasn't there a moment ago.
Ooh, 100-yard range.
As wind is now basically swirling.
Ooh.
It's picked up a lot in the last couple of minutes.
Yeah, I'm really starting to pick up my pace.
So the 2 of you, Both of you, a dex roll will get you there faster.
Okay.
Because if you want to run, you're going to be running through forest, so a dex roll will allow you to increase the pace. A bad failure on the dex roll will mean you will trip.
Do I remember if there's a bolt on the front door?
97.
Oh, I didn't fail that
97 means you will trip. So you will actually slow down.
You're on your own, Baker.
I just failed. So
okay, so you'll gain no speed. You won't lose. You just won't gain. With a 97, you'll fall down and lose speed.
Yeah.
You trip on a tree root, and then get caught in webs, and then have to pry all of that away. So you're actually losing time. Meantime, so Dr. Payne is taking the rifle out.
Through the window.
Which gun is this?
This is the flintlock rifle that I had.
It's a rifle.
It is a rifle. Okay. I'm going to, if I can, take aim at Billy Ludd. If I cannot differentiate my targets, then I'm just going to fire into the group.
Oh, you can easily differentiate a target.
Well, I'm going to try to hit Billy Ludd. I've got 100-yard range on this thing.
Realistically, end range is about 200.
Yeah.
On a rifle musket.
But 100 for the easy shot.
For an accurate shot.
For my...
Well, that's the point, is that this is a hunting gun. It's intended for accuracy up to about 200 yards.
But I do have at least a minute or two left before they get here. Am I correct in that that assumption?
You're going to get probably 2 shots.
Yeah.
In other words, you can fire, reload, and probably get a second shot before they'll hit the dock.
That's fine. I'm going to save the fouling piece for close range.
Okay.
So let's see if I can hit.
If you miss the first shot, they also may drop low and make it harder for you.
Right. That's I'm expecting that, but
right now they don't know you're here.
Maybe they'll actually turn around. No, they're not going to turn around. Okay. So I got a 40% chance.
Okay.
Crap. Can I aim for a round? Round's only 6 seconds.
Yeah, of course.
I'll aim, so that'll give me a bonus die. I need everything I can get here.
And you're bracing.
If you go prone,
I'm braced. I'm using the window as a brace. Can I get a bonus die for that?
It's going to be 1 bonus die no matter how you cut it.
Okay, fair enough.
You're also working against a moving target in the dark.
Wind and all this other bullshit. Okay, let's go.
But you can still optimize this for
11.
Oh.
That is a hard success. I'd like to burn 3 luck to make it an impale. Can I do that?
Oh, yeah.
I'd like to blow Billy Ludd's head off if I could.
Sure.
So the first shot...
I think that's perfect call.
Have you ever killed a man?
I'd watched a man die, a living corpse screaming on a table who had his little head like pop, 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 pop.
That's true.
So I don't know if you'd count that as just standing there and watching it happen and was like, oh, so I was culpable.
Then you were again, because you sight in and ease the trigger into place. There's the crack, and the rest of you who are moving elsewhere, you hear the second shot. As for Billy,
I get what you're saying. Okay, yeah.
The first shot was.
Yeah.
He no longer has a head.
Okay. Yeah, that's minimum of 10 points of damage. So.
Yeah, a round like that. That's basically roughly with modern power. That's roughly 60 caliber.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
So this guy just.
That's designed to make your skull into a bomb.
So does he just keep sitting up and talking and he's fine anyway?
Oh no!
Thank God.
He keeps sitting because his body has failed to realize it doesn't have a head any longer.
Okay.
In other words, the impact is such that his body does not slump at first.
Yes,
he just sits there as the rest of them take in what just happened. Yeah.
While they're sprayed with
also
blood and brain matter.
Yeah.
Okay, I think he's dead.
Point of order. When the last time we had someone's head explode from a
shrapnel.
Shot. Yeah. Shrapnel.
Boats not quite as tight as that, so unlikely. Nonetheless,
dude, it grabbed you. Weren't you guys grappling at the time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're grappling.
Yeah, this is a little further out. More importantly, though, the rest of them now realize someone's there and they get low. One of the men, one of the ones you do not identify.
I'm going to change windows.
Yep. Good move on your part.
As I'm reloading.
Don't identify, pulls up a pistol and is looking to the shore. He's got no immediate shot, nor does he send you. Point is, what he's doing is offering at least a threat. Mm-hmm, and if he fires, it's at least covering fire. In other words, he hasn't discharged it yet, but he's clearly ready. The others get low.
Yeah, they're gonna be hard to hit.
They're taking cover below the edge of the boat if they can.
When I
Making
switch
themselves hard to
windows,
hit.
will I be able to even differentiate who is in the boat now?
Now that they've ducked, not really.
So it's a random
Graves is a
who I hit.
possibility because he's so large
Yeah.
and you know where the oars are. But he's
Oh,
also
he
getting
was-
himself
he
as
was
low
right.
as possible.
Yeah.
But how effective can he row if he's getting low as well?
You could still. He
You could
might.
row on your back.
He
yeah.
might have
Not
some
really.
difficulty. He might have some difficulty, like staying a straight course. But
Yeah.
I bet. But you could still probably row if you're
If you
down.
roll laying,
not-
if you roll laying down, you have to rely basically entirely on your arms rather than your back.
Big as
Yeah,
a smokehouse, Aaron.
I understand that, but you're not going to be able to use the blade of those oars, which is what's going to propel you through the water.
They're coming.
Oh, sure.
I'm reloading.
Okay.
Tell me when I can
take.
take my second. When I can break a piece of glass and take my second shot.
Well, hold on a sec, because the rest of you are still there's things. As for Mr. Baker, you tripped and are losing speed. As for Mr. Illingsworth, you're now coming toward the keeper's house.
Okay.
You will pass the well. Oh,
Okay.
he did tell you where the well was.
He
'Cause there's
pointed
an
us
actual-
in the he pointed
He
us
did,
in
yeah.
the correct
Yeah.
direction.
He totally
All right.
did, yeah. There's
All
a
right.
stone well. It's covered with webbing,
All right.
but
But
you'll pass
that-
it.
Yeah, I'm
Unless you're
passing. I'm
stopping
like-
here. You
No,
just
I'm
keep
not
right on
diving
going.
into a fucking well.
Oh, you're no fun, Aaron.
And the wind, incidentally, now is rampaging. Like
Is like almost
Fight the
hurricane
webbing?
force winds
it's
almost.
probably gained 30 to 40 miles an hour in the last 60 seconds. And the
Yeah.
webbing
Well-
is now
Crap.
shredding
Am I
itself,
getting?
flying.
Am I getting out of the wooded area? Like, is things starting to clear up? Because if my path is starting to get clearer, I can start to see the cottage. If I can make an all-out sprint towards the cottage, I will
Yeah.
at this point in time.
Which will get you there around the time Dr. Payne has the second shot lined up.
All right.
So, Andy, you got the second shot if you want it.
All right, so I'm aiming again. So do I still get a bonus die with the wind and everything?
Yeah, you'll get a bonus die.
Okay.
Problem is, most of the people you're aiming at now also have cover.
So it's random. It's going to be totally well. A boat's only going to give him a few points. It's totally random who I hit too. I think, except for the dude with the pistol in his hand, because he's sitting up, looking right.
He's not sitting up. But he does have his eyes above the gunwale.
I'm not
he's
aiming for
looking-
him. I'll take anybody but him.
Yeah,
Is that
you may
okay?
end up getting him.
Well,
you may end
yeah.
up getting him
Yeah.
instead, but
But I'm trying to hit
He's got-
those who are
he's
low.
got eyes up. Nobody else does.
Okay. 31 is a success. Regular success
all
this
right.
time.
Well,
Damage is
So
8 points of damage. Less whatever
Okay.
the
so
gut.
say one for the guy in the front, 2 for the other guy, 3 for Brown,
Mhm.
4 for Graves. So throw a 4-sider,
Okay, sure.
and we'll randomly determine who you got.
1,
with a
2, 3,
regular
4.
success.
I got a 3.
Uh,
That's
It
Brown.
was Brown.
Yes.
So you get him for 8 less.
That's
what
what I
the wood will
wanted to
take, which
hit.
is a couple. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't tell right now who you got.
No, I have no
You
idea.
got somebody.
I'm
As
gonna
that
start
round basically
reloading.
goes through the side of the boat, and as you start reloading,
shit,
first
no,
off,
wait.
Illingsworth kicks in the back door. So for a
fuck,
moment, there's
they're
someone
coming.
in the back door.
They have a light though, right? They're coming in with a light or something. Can I tell who it is?
I'm
We,
not.
don't, we do
You
not.
You guys in the dark?
I
I,
don't think
dropped
either
the
of them
gun.
are carrying a light.
I'm drawing a pistol. They're
Okay,
coming for
and
me
turning
from
to face
behind.
whoever just came in.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yep.
this is what happens, Edgeworth. When you don't give us his letter.
Okay.
Edgeworth is
the
still
two of you-
dodging sanity losses. That son of a
Oh, yeah.
bitch.
So Illingsworth and Payne, both of you are going to want to make a spot hidden roll to recognize each other.
All right,
in the
because
dark.
I'm not saying a word. I'm dead
Yeah.
quiet
Because
because I'm
neither of you have
terrified.
spoken.
I don't.
Well,
speak.
I guess I was waiting for my turn. Essentially,
So,
I guess
As far as we know, we are hearing gunshots coming from this
Yeah.
house.
And you didn't recognize him right away. What are you doing as you enter?
as I enter, I'd be like, Dr. Payne, what's going on? Like,
Okay, so I turn
Okay.
back to the window with this pistol. They're a lot
Yeah, so
closer
you-
now, right?
Yeah, in terms of so didn't recognize who Illingsworth was until he spoke.
Exactly.
Basically,
I almost
you're
shot
covering the door until he enters and speaks, and then you recognize who that
And
is.
then
The drawback to that is that they've reached the dock
yeah.
and are moving on to the dock. The
Yeah.
fellow, the first one off, He's going to just do what he was going to do,
Crap.
which is...
Is he shooting at me?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I'm still at the
that's
same
not gonna hit
window.
you.
I'm still at the same window.
It's-
The second.
that's not going to hit you, but it is going to basically make you keep your head down,
Okay.
which was the whole
So
point of that
came
operation.
through the glass, busted glass, and broke through the fucking
Yeah.
shutters and shit. Okay.
But what he's doing is providing cover for the others to move off the dock.
Mm-hmm.
And Illingsworth, you've got a shot. If you got a thing, if you want to do a thing, now's the time.
Yeah, if I can pull up then to a window and take a shot, I'll take a shot at whoever I can.
Yeah.
Then.
No time to aim, but you might
Yeah.
catch one of them.
Yeah.
Because you weren't so worried about getting down. And so you'll see their party exiting the dock.
Damn.
I failed.
Okay.
So you basically punch the barrel of your rifle through one of the windows where the shot came from. And it's fire really without aiming. A spot hidden roll will tell you how many there are.
Yeah.
As they scatter.
Nope, I failed that too.
Okay.
That was
So you'll
bad.
see some
That's okay.
people can tell who they were as they scatter off the dock
This is bad.
and
This is so
hit the
bad.
grass and get low. So they've now reached
They've
the
gone
island.
prone. We're gonna have penalty
Yeah.
dice to hit them,
Yeah, they've reached the island now.
and they get bonus dice to hit us with gunfire.
But we have cover as
We
well.
do have
though.
cover, but what I'm saying is, if you're prone, you get a bonus die to shoot somebody, and they have a penalty die to shoot you
Gotcha.
Yeah.
because you're a
Except-
harder target, and you've got better control over the gun lying on the ground.
On the other hand, you have cover.
We do have cover,
Yeah,
and this
thing that will
cottage
stop.
but this cottage is made of wood, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not
That
a
will-
lot of cover. If it was stone,
Wood
we'd be
walls-
gold.
Oh, wood walls like that will stop a lot of fire.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bullets like this don't have a lot of penetration power. These are not modern bullets that
Right.
will go through stuff.
They're
They
coming.
spend most of their force on the initial impact.
That knife's coming. Edgeworth, you hear all
That's
this
why-
shooting.
Notice forts are made of wood.
Protect the king.
Right. That
So,
technically
there's-
is what he's doing. So.
Yeah. Meantime, back where the king is,
Oh boy.
and we'll get to Mr. Baker's arrival in a moment. Actually, no, I do that now because you basically come to a pause, a siege point, as it were, and that's when Baker will arrive at the keeper's cottage.
I have a question.
So now 3 of you inside,
How many
and
windows?
4 potential hostiles outside.
How many windows facing that side?
At
At least there's at least two.
2 over there. So 3 total facing forward.
Okay. I just want to know where I want to get to next because I don't want to fire from the same window twice.
What's
enough.
Cameron and Collins doing though? Also, they're
They're
there
back
at the
there
cottage.
freaking casting a magic spell, dude.
Okay.
Spells take
All right.
forever to cast in Call of Cthulhu.
Oh,
if
that's
they're
right,
summoning
that's
a
right.
Shantak, it could be an hour before they're
Oh.
done. I mean,
Gotcha.
it could be a while.
Oh, they're not summoning it. They're doing something else.
Okay,
They're trying
maybe
to
it won't take them
commune.
too long, but they've been at it for like
Mhm.
5 or 10 minutes already.
Yeah.
By
and
the
I think
time
they're
all
gonna be
this
at it for a
went
while
down.
yet. Meantime, where is so hang on a sec. Mr. Edgeworth, you are still with the king.
Yes.
Yep.
So you were looking into the cave.
Yes.
Are you entering?
No.
Because there's enough space for a man to walk in. You want to see what's
Not
in the back,
until
you're going
I
to need to
have-
get closer to get your light in there.
Yeah, I'm not planning on entering until I have my allies with me.
Okay, so then you're waiting. Which means the wind out here is going to start to get a little worse. Near the ground where the king is actually not a bad place to be.
I'm going to take my lantern.
Mhm.
I'm going to place it by. So we're sort of like. Is there a clearing by the cave mouth, or is it just forest straight up?
There's a bit of a clearing.
Okay, I'm going to place my lantern at the edge of the clearing.
Okay,
I'm going to have it. I'm going to set it down. Just no hood, just a lantern
So-
illuminating the spot.
Yep.
And then I'm going to go back to the cave mouth. I'm going to lie down on the ground, take out my rifle, and just sort of watch the edge of the forest, looking for anything that sort of enters the clearing. Hopefully, with the light that I place down, I'll be able to identify friend from foe.
okay. At this point, you should make a sanity roll.
Another one?
Yeah, get it, Edgeworth, get it.
Oh yeah, no.
This is what I asked for.
It's about time he gets to see one of these things.
That one's a success. That's a 19.
Okay. So you will still lose 1 point. as above you now, as the wind begins to swirl, you can start to see eyes manifesting above you. There's one of them. Oh, I don't know that that's actually... I don't think that's wind. That's them.
Oh, goody.
That's their presence.
I get that 5?
You are welcome to make a Cthulhu Mythos roll now.
This was supposed to be a scouting mission. This was just supposed to be a scouting mission.
Yeah, well...
Do I get that 5%?
Yeah. Well, you get 4%. You got a 4% of Cthulhu Mythos. Did you succeed?
Do I go up to... Oh. Like, should I roll a Cthulhu Mythos?
Yeah, that's what I meant saying. You're welcome. You have Cthulhu Mythos as a skill now. You're welcome to roll it.
Do it.
Okay, but do I get the extra 5 for encountering the Mythos for the first time?
No, you have to go. You have to have a bout of madness.
Yeah.
To get that free 5,
right,
and then it's a point every bout of madness after that.
Yep.
32, it's a fail.
So yeah,
Thank
no.
God.
So the thing above you, it moves. It looks down at you. You can see it actually looks down. It's not looking at you. It's looking at the king, who's now speaking to it. It moves again, and past you, something that's going to call for a second sanity roll.
Was George III a soldier?
No, not really.
Ah, okay.
Although I will get to, when we're done, I will get to a point that I very much connected to history on.
If he was a soldier, I wish he was in the cottage with us, helping us.
Yeah, also, I don't think he could handle a gun at his age.
This is a failure.
Okay. So that's going to be, let's see, whoopsies. We need that. Thank you.
About time Connor Edgeworth took a little sanity loss.
Only one.
He lost all night.
Only one, darn.
Because there's, for a moment, there's a man in the air. You realize it's another one of the footmen. As something grabs him by the neck and jerks him a good 50, 60 feet into the air. And the king responds by yelling at it. And as it's about to perhaps respond to him, it turns. And 3 limbs extending reaches down to make contact with him.
Save the king.
Weirdly enough, you haven't seen it. If Dr. Payne was here, he'd point out it's very similar to the way Brown communicates with them. Like, they make contact. And then it turns, I'm going to call that a face, for lack of a better description, and it zooms across the tree line. And it's gone.
You did it! You drove it off, Edgeworth. Good job.
Hey, how many points of sanity do I take?
Just one more. You lost only 2 for that whole encounter.
Yeah, Kevin's rolling sanity losses like I roll sanity losses. It's sad.
Yeah, I was waiting for more.
2 more before I'm indefinite. Let's go.
I rolled a 1. Anyway, fair. Listen,
that's 20%, right? 20%.
Yeah, 20%. Yeah.
So
where you?
Yeah. Okay, I'm okay for tonight. I started at 50.
Where you get hit?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's you. Meantime, back at the cottage. The folks on the beach have now basically gotten low, taken as best cover as they can. Mm-hmm. You can, over the wind, you can hear Brown speaking.
He's chanting.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. Can I get to another window, the third window, with my pistol?
Yeah. And what about the other 2 of you? Baker,
Illingsworth? I was going to ask, like, this is just a single-storied building. There's not any...
Yeah, it's a cottage.
It's small.
Technically, it has an attic, but the attic is like a half floor and has no windows.
Yeah, it's just
right. And even if it did have a window, like, it's probably at the ends.
We have 3 windows that we can view them from.
Yeah,
2 of them have broken panes. One of them, in addition to that, has a broken, like, fucking shutters from bullets coming in. I'm moving to the third one that is intact right now.
So all of the windows have wooden shutters.
Yep, closed.
So you do have good, solid cover here. But of course, you know what Brown is doing. He's talking to the thing up there.
Yeah.
Can I tell which one? Is he within 10 yards of the cottage?
Oh God, no.
No. Son of a bitch. Okay.
Maybe 40 to 50 yards. Best guess.
I can't hit him with the pistol then, and I dropped my
I
gun
thought
to.
you would hit Brown, didn't you?
At 50, you could. The pistol will reach that range.
I don't
It's
know who I hit.
not a great shot.
I don't know
You
who
hit
I
somebody.
hit. Technically in game, yes, Brown has taken a bullet. Doesn't mean he's actually been injured. We don't know what kind of,
Well, he took 8 points of damage less whatever protection he has.
which is a lot. Yeah, and if he has protection,
Plus,
which we
some
don't
of that
know.
went through the boat hull, which probably ate a point or two
at
initially.
least 1 or 2 points. So yeah,
So even if he has no
but we
additional
can't-
armor,
we
he
don't
probably
know.
only took 5 to 6.
I don't know
maximum.
who I hit.
Yeah.
I don't want to waste a bullet at 40 yards. I'm going to move to the
Yeah, it's a
undamaged
crappy
window,
shot.
and I'm going to get ready for them to approach and hope that.
Okay.
I don't know
And
what I'm
about the rest
hoping,
of you?
so that's my actions for this round.
What about you two?
I'm taking a rifle.
Okay.
Rifle is well within range.
Yeah. You want the shot?
Which window? The one I vacated?
Pick one. It's good. One is as good as another here.
Well,
Shoot from the middle one.
Middle one
Okay,
is
do you want
my
the-
number 2, so that's the one
do
with
you
the
want the
bullet
shot?
holes.
Do you want the shot?
Yes. Shoot him.
Yes.
Okay. I'll take it.
Shoot that fucker.
Who do you want?
Who do I want?
Yep.
Can we tell who's who?
Uh,
Can we tell who's
Well-
who's chanting or who's talking in weird languages?
can't tell who's speaking. Somebody
Okay.
is.
Okay.
You can see one man's got his head up. He's on the ground, holding what's clearly a loaded pistol. Actually, correction, he's reloading. The second man has fallen prone and has 2 pistols. He has not fired either one. And not sure where Graves is at the moment, which means
What?
he's moving.
Oh, that's right. I changed windows. I took my eyes off him. Okay.
Yeah. Where the hell is Graves?
Oh boy. Also near that window, there is an abandoned rifle, and there is a fouling gun. There's a fouling.
The rifle's
piece.
empty, I believe.
It's smoking.
Baker
Piece is
wouldn't
loaded.
know that Graves was there, though, right?
I haven't said anything to you guys at all yet.
Nope.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm
yeah,
panicked.
no, no.
My character's
So
freaking
probably
out.
your best bet is probably the guy with the pair
I'll
of guns.
take a shot at the guy that's reloading his rifle.
Or him. Yep. Okay.
Nope,
Take it.
pistol. They only have pistols.
Yeah.
His pistol. All right, here goes.
3 between the lot of them, apparently.
My gun just freaking explodes.
What'd you
99.
get? What'd you roll?
That's a
99.
malfunction.
Hang on, I
Yeah.
can't.
99,
I
sorry, I'm
can't what it said. 99.
Yep.
So you pull the trigger, and nothing. Make a luck roll.
Please. Why couldn't it just rolled that fast? I rolled a 6.
Yeah.
What you get is a flash in the pan.
Okay.
So the primary discharges and fails to discharge the secondary powder.
Yeah.
So no harm to you. You will need to reload the primary powder if you want to shoot.
Oh, really? He can just add some powder to the pan?
That's what a flash in the pan is, literally.
Oh.
It's when the primary powder fails
So-
to discharge the secondary powder.
So he could try to shoot again next round instead of waiting 4 rounds.
It's one. Well, it's going to take basically 1 round to reload, not 4.
Nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's where the expression "flash in the pan" comes from. It's a
I'll try
particular
to
type
start
of misfire
reloading
of flintlock and
quick as I
engagement.
can, and I'm just like,
Yep.
just like cursing under my mouth.
Yep. And with a successful luck roll, also, I mean, you know your way around these weapons. You know what happened and what you have to do. Just a question now of doing it.
Nice.
Mr. Edgeworth. No, wait, he's over there. Illingsworth.
Yeah, I'm going to.
Your hunting piece
reload.
is empty now. So you've got the fouling. You can
Reload.
grab the fouling gun if you want, or you can start reloading.
Yeah, I'm going to start reloading my rifle. I could
Okay.
also pull out a pistol as well, but right now I'm starting to reload my rifle.
They're 40 yards
Okay.
away, so that's
Yeah.
that's pretty far for a pistol.
Yeah.
I think that's going to require hard
that's a-
success. No, extreme
I
success.
do want to keep it. I do want to. Well, I don't really know. Well, still. I'm going to ask, how many are there? I'm just going to say that.
Can I
While you're
answer?
reloading. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Do I have
He's
time to
reloading.
answer?
You've got, of course.
4 left, including. Can I say including Brown
You've got
and
plenty of time.
including Brown and Graves?
Okay, I'm going to keep my eye on the back door then as I'm reloading. I have my back against the wall, like I'm away from the window, and I'm keeping my eye then on that back door.
Such a good idea.
I didn't see Graves out there.
No, you didn't.
And I don't see him now.
Watching the back door.
Can I add that to what I say, Kevin? I
Yeah.
don't see Graves.
Good.
Sanity
Mr.
checks.
Illingsworth, you are watching the back door. And it's a good thing you did, because there's Mr. Graves. Oh, yeah, no, he started around back. As he you will need to make another sanity check roll, though. Because as he enters the building, you realize something.
Birds.
No, not the birds.
I just scream because I'm panicked. I failed.
What did he realize?
So the scream, definitely. That'll help.
Yeah.
Sure it will.
Oh, no.
You'll also take it's a D4 worth, which is only 1 again.
I'm looking the wrong way.
Because as you look to the back door, there's nothing. Then you see Mr. Grissom get grabbed by what appears to be nothing at all and thrown off his perch to the ground, where he lands with a crack that is very clearly a bone going.
And then, a what?
A bone.
Bone.
Oh.
He broke at least one bone. And then there's Mr. Graves. And maybe it's panic, but he was not visible to you a moment ago, and now he is.
Right.
I'm so glad.
Yeah, I shriek. I shriek. He totally
and he rushes you with his knife.
Can I look his way? I look at him when he shrieks and I see Graves coming?
Illingsworth. Oh yeah, Illingsworth's panic is very visible.
I haven't fired yet, and I have a loaded pistol.
You do?
Could I take a shot at him?
I suggest you do.
Would
if
it
you if you want Illingsworth to continue to have 2 shots,
I would really like to. Yeah, I don't get any bonus dice. Do I get any penalty dice or anything for that?
Nope.
Okay.
He's visible now.
I have a less
in
chance of hitting
why you
with
didn't,
this.
In case you were wondering why you didn't see him before.
I don't know. He must have busted in the back door. He's fine. Everything is fine.
Yep.
Totally. Okay, a 36 is a miss, so I'm gonna burn 6 points of luck. Because, yeah, that sucks.
You care, but
it's dropped me below 50%. That's a hit, just a regular hit, which will do only a mere 7 points of damage. I rolled a 6. That's significant.
Kills most people.
Yeah.
No, he's got more than 14 hit points, I bet.
Yeah, he does.
Boom! I dropped the pistol that I just fired. It goes to the ground, and next round I'm going to be drawing
his new favorite target.
That's
a great place.
I am on the ground, like peeking over the windowsill when I fire, so I'm probably crouched there.
And that's a nice place for a 96, because he comes through the back door.
So he ran
past Illingsworth, just shoving him aside to rush you, and plants the knife in the woodwork next to where you are.
Oh dear!
And it buries itself a good 3 inches into the wood before he withdraws it.
Oh boy! He withdraws it? Doesn't he need a strength check? Strength check?
No.
Damn it! Fuck! All right,
Mr. Baker, that leaves you, I believe.
Desperately trying to get my
successfully reloaded.
In this instant, I had been trying to reload my.
Oh yeah, flash the pan.
You've got the shot if you want it. Because Graves just barely missed putting his knife through Dr. Payne's skull.
Does he get point blank range bonus die?
So I would take that shot now if I were you.
I will take the shot, but question raised: do I get a bonus die?
Yes.
Thank God.
Because basically you're right up against him.
Yeah, we're very close together.
Yeah. Also, I'd strongly recommend not missing here.
Okay.
Really strongly.
Oh, thank you for the second dice. 94 for the first one, 16 for the second.
16? Is that extreme? I bet it's not.
16 for...
What's your chance of hitting?
No,
you have to have 80 to get 16.
Well, 76.
I'm using firearms, right?
Firearm what? Rifle?
Or... Rifle, which is 25 for me.
Yeah. It's a regular success.
So 16 will give you a regular success.
The rifle's a D plus 2.
Yeah, except that's him actually dodging it.
You can't dodge gunfire in Call of Cthulhu anymore.
Oh, he just did.
Oh, he still did. Oh, we're in trouble, boys. Okay.
He moves like that.
Okay, fair enough.
He dodged point blank
Yeah.
range.
Yeah. I call it a dodge, but the reality is he got his left and basically batted the gun barrel.
Okay.
Like, came at you that way. That is not shit people
It's
do.
not human. He's not human. We're doomed.
Oh, he's human. He just doesn't give a shit.
Go ahead.
This is
Who's
a man
next?
with exactly zero
What's
concern
happening?
for his own personal safety.
Yeah, well,
The others are moving in at this point.
I don't see
You
this.
think they're
I am
moving
paying zero
toward the
attention.
front. Don't you have a second firearm?
Mm-hmm.
Now
I also
is
have
the time then.
graves like within 3 feet of me, right?
Yeah, which means basically put the gun into his ribcage. and
That's
pull
what
the
I'm going to
trigger.
do if I have the chance.
Yeah.
I pull out the second
Yeah.
firearm, unfold it, and I shove it in his
him
gut
having-
and just pull the trigger and hope that it doesn't kill me too.
His turning to catch Baker's barrel
Okay.
opens essentially his flank to you.
Do I need to make a roll aside from possible misfire?
You'll need to make a hit roll. You'll get an advantage die as well.
I need more than that.
Then Mr. Illingsworth hopefully will recover and be able to do something if necessary.
So I'm going to burn 13 points of luck. The doctor is about to the point where I will not be playing him again because he will not have any luck, and I'm not going to play a character without luck. That's 13 for the 43 to make it a 30, which is a regular success. Hold on, let me do some math here. Jesus Christ.
Well, you do get luck back, some luck back at the end of the whole.
I'm not going to get
If
enough
I
back.
knew he could dodge point blank range.
Nobody knew that. Nobody knew that.
Yeah, nobody knew that.
Fuck. Only 5 points of damage.
But he's already taken 7.
I assume he's got like 20 or 30 points of... Boom. I'm now unarmed.
Puts him, that will... The round, you'd expect that to simply blow his guts out.
That's what I was hoping.
What you get instead is a nasty-looking wound.
Oh my god, I'm dead.
And he grits his teeth, bleeding now from his mouth as well.
What is the color of his blood?
Shut up.
It's quite
We
red.
can't tell. There's no light in here. I have a lantern that's hooded.
Mr.
There's
Illingsworth?
probably a glow. There's nothing else.
You were left behind when he pushed past you.
Get him.
What do you got?
He's got an empty rifle.
Yeah, I got. Can I?
You got the bayonet.
There's a fowling piece on
Yeah.
the floor too.
So you can either grab the fowling piece and use that, or use your bayonet. Time to use that spear skill.
Fowling piece only does 1d6
I was gonna
damage
say,
at close range. It's not
Can
great.
I? Take the bayonet or whatever and put it into my gun and use it like
Yeah.
a spear. Yeah,
That's
then that's
why
what I'm gonna
you
do.
brought it, right?
God damn.
Yeah,
I have
yeah.
No
You
ammo.
brought the spear skill. You brought the bayonet. It's time to use it.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Yeah. So that's what I'll do.
Okay, make this roll.
Yeah,
man,
I
this
made a
character's
regular
ruined.
success.
Okay. How much damage was that? Because he's pushed one guy, rounded by 2, just got shot. He's running out of
do I
active
just-
defense here.
Don't
do I
forget
do
your
my
strength bonus.
Damage
do I
bonus.
do just the regular spear damage essentially?
Yes.
Plus your damage bonus.
Plus damage bonus.
Yeah. I'm just making sure. I need to get out my D8.
It's a D8 plus 4.
How many D8s can this man absorb?
He's
It's a
already
D8
sucked down, what, 5?
D8 plus half
7.
my. Oh wait, that
Taking 12 so
12.
far.
so
D8
far,
plus
it's a
1 plus my damage bonus.
But he hasn't
so.
made any con checks, so he's definitely got a lot of
Actually, he
points.
did.
There's my
Actually, he
bag.
did.
Oh, he
There's-
did make the con check? Great. That's awesome.
That's what that 57 was.
So
was
potentially I
fantastic.
could have knocked him out with the first shot.
Yeah,
Oh, that
he's
would have been
still human.
nice.
He's just
Is he, though?
he is. He's
I don't
the
believe
kind of person. He's the kind of person who doesn't care about his
Depending
own
on the
safety and
damage,
well-being.
this could do it.
Excuse me.
But you get
7 altogether.
that
That
should do it.
Wait, yeah.
He's got a major wound,
yeah,
too.
Full damage bonus.
Yeah, those are both major
And-
wounds. That's awesome.
That is a failed con check, is what it is at 89.
He's still got more hit points. Oh my god.
He goes down. He will hit the floor. And yes,
Okay.
he's still breathing.
That's fine. Whatever. He
Oh yeah,
will-
he's actually still alive when he hits the floor.
He's not going to be before this evening's over if we're still alive.
Yeah, I mean he's not. He's done in terms of the ability to act.
2
But he is
bullets.
still alive. He's
And
20 hit
stabbed by
points.
his spear.
He's taken 20. He's taken 20 points of damage.
That's
he's
a
still
lot.
alive.
Yeah. So either got protection, magical protection, or he's just
And
Yeah.
Just that tough.
I'd like to draw my cane or umbrella
Yep.
sword and immediately point the sharp end at this guy's throat before he even thinks of sitting up.
As he does that, I'm going to say there's more of them out there, and I'm going to look out the window.
Okay.
Can I see any of them?
When you look out the window, you're going to want to make yourself another sanity roll.
Oh, damn it. I'm just looking for enemies. I'm not looking up. 90 is a fail.
Okay.
That's not good.
Yeah, no, it's very much not good.
I get to see Azazel, Acrael, Bob,
pretty
the
much.
dead angel.
You'll take 5 points,
Okay.
which is enough to make you to offer you an intelligence roll and the possibility of picking up some mythos points yourself.
Right. Intelligence 55. 86. I'm not smart enough to make the connection.
Yep. Because above you, there's several of the Shantax, and they're semi-visible to you in the haze.
Yeah.
That wasn't an overcast sky, by the way. That's them.
There's so many of them that they made it look like an overcast sky.
Sort of, yeah.
Millions of them.
They're struggling with each other. Wait, with each other?
Collins and Cameron. That's what goes through my mind.
That's what they've been doing.
Okay.
Are still doing.
Do I have enough? I lost 5 sanity.
And
so I'm not even paying attention to the guys on the ground. I don't fucking care about them.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Back where the king is. Meantime, much the same. He's now doing the same thing Cameron and Collins are doing. Speaking to these things. Now in a loud projecting voice. Which... so far he's just been rambling. Now, speaking in some other language, now he's projecting. Now he's screaming into the wind.
Oh, the wind, I forgot.
Finding a strength didn't know he still had.
George III's going to save him.
Mr. Edgeworth, where are you?
I'm still on the ground, barrel of my rifle trembling as I'm staring at the forest, waiting for someone to come out.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's
I'm
coming
guarding
your
the
way.
king with my goddamn life.
Yeah, you are. Except, actually, make yourself a no roll.
Oh.
No roll.
Yeah.
Education.
It's coming out of the cave.
Well,
I don't know. I'm just.
I can't.
No.
I failed. That's an 86.
Damn.
Okay.
Step out of the caves and do not see shadows.
Yeah, no shadows, no cave, none of that. It just without knowing them. So here's a question, and there's no guidance on this. I'm just going to ask you straight up: should you do what the king is doing? You saw the equations. You understand what he's doing. You picked up a few points in mythos.
And you speak the language.
Is it a good idea or a bad idea to join him?
Fuck it, I'm ride or die. I'm joining.
Yes.
Okay.
I applaud that action, Edgeworth. I applaud your moxie.
That's going to cost you a hit on sanity without anything to do about it. Tell me it's not another 1. This time 9.
9.
9.
Yeah. So
hey,
this
guess
time,
what?
Those 5 points you wanted? There you are.
Well, hold on. If he fails his intelligence check, he might not. It's just gone. Yeah. Okay.
You're picking up those 5 points.
5 more points of Cthulhu Mythos.
Hey, I've got a 9%, everybody. So I take 9.
Realize what he's doing. What you're doing now.
Crap.
You're speaking to the things.
This is damaging.
Do I suffer a bout of madness?
Oh yeah.
Automatic.
Yep.
What is it?
We'll pick up on what he's doing here. What he's talking to them. So are you. So are Cameron and Collins. So is Reverend Brown. In other words, the war the rest of you are seeing at the cabin, it's which way are the Shantax going? It's whose influence wins here. And
do we realize this too or not?
Oh yeah, you guys will in a moment, because those of you looking out the cabin windows, is anyone looking out the front window again to see where Brown and his friends are?
I was trying to, but I'm too.
You
I'm
may
all
not.
caught up. I'm all caught up with what's happening up above.
I'm holding
Yeah.
the attacker hostage. So I can't.
Yeah,
Really...
so I don't think any of you are.
Just me, and I'm up.
Which means you won't get to see the last part of it. That's probably just as well. With a massive swirl of wind, and then suddenly quiet.
What's going on up in the sky? What are the Shantax?
You're actually looking out the window?
I'm still looking at the Shantax. My character lost 5 sanity. I'm wanting to know.
And then one more sanity roll for you.
Oh, man. My sanity is crumbling. Yeah, there it is. Nope, 73 out of 41.
So
this might be where the doctor loses his shit.
Yeah.
I'm 1 point away from an indefinite. So.
Oh, so you're definitely going that way.
Yeah, I've got 41 out of 50 from tonight.
But you're going to take another 6. You're going to take 3.
Only 3?
It's going to be enough, I think, to push you over the edge.
Yeah, definitely, big time.
Because as you look out for the moment, it's quiet. No Shantax, no nothing. And then something moves through the air, and a wet thud. And a second.
And a third.
And then a third.
But no more than 3.
And 3 bodies plummeting from somewhere up there, hitting the ground at terminal velocity.
Right in front of the cabin.
Right in front of the cabin.
Okay.
Yeah. Of course, you know who those 3 are. That's Caleb Brown and his 2 followers.
Mm-hmm.
I think the cultist is done. Except for I look down at Graves, and then I look at Baker. Except for... And I look at Graves again. With wide eyes, madness glistening from my face.
Who's bleeding on the floor.
Oh.
Doctor.
Oh.
Yeah, Graves
Dr.
may
Payne.
die of those injuries if you
I
do
know.
nothing.
I'm at a... Oh, shit.
He might not. If you attack him, he will definitely die. In other words, if you want to kill him, that's easy to do. If you're, physically easy to do. Morally, different issue.
Yeah, morally, I'm going to stand up. I stand up, and I walk towards Graves. I don't know what Baker's doing. Baker's got the
sword.
He's ready to stab him in the throat if he gets up again.
Yeah, which he cannot do at this point.
I'm going to go to Graves, and I'm going to look at Baker, and I'm going to be, it'll be all right. It'll be all right. And then I'm going to kneel over Graves, and I'm going to start to tear some of his clothing in order to do makeshift bandages.
What are you doing?
Yes.
Looks like he's performing.
He's injured. Of course, he's injured. I must help him. It's my duty. And I'm going to start to help this fucking...
Are the 2 of you going to let him do this?
Yeah, that's up to you guys.
You could stop him if you chose.
Yeah, I'll do a first aid on him if they don't stop.
I'm going to assume he is sane, and I take the blade
away. No. If you could see my face in the dull glow from that hooded lantern on the floor, you can see that there's something wrong with me. Is that okay, Kevin? I mean...
Oh, yeah, but on the other hand, Dr. Payne is the sort of person who helps everybody.
He does.
So the fact that he's doing this may not strike Mr. Baker as particularly out of character.
I'm not going to wake his ass up.
You often do.
I'm just you were the one who shot him. He was going to kill you.
Oh, yes, but he's injured.
You injured him.
Yes. You're right, Mr. Baker.
Well, before we go further in dialogue, are you going to stop him from doing what he's doing?
Or finish off Graves. Either one will do.
Or are you going to stop Payne from helping?
Or attack me. You could stab me. That would stop me.
I don't think it's going to do that. Point is, you could stop him either by physically blocking him from reaching Graves, or you could just stab Graves and finish him yourself. Or what course do you want to take on this?
There are no wrong answers.
I think Baker is going to take the quick route and just thrust with the sword.
Coup de grace, double tap.
So, for Graves.
No, that'll kill him. That's not how you help a patient.
That's the idea.
Okay.
Illingsworth, do you have any input on this? You're okay with him doing that?
I'm just kind of I mean, I've lost a lot of sanity in all this stuff too. So I'm just.
Yep.
Baker, shame on you.
Yeah, he's just kind of standing back and maybe slight shock, or maybe just.
I'm pretty sure I have the most sanity amongst everyone. Here.
Yeah, I'm at 40.
I'm pretty sure you do too.
No, I'm at 38 from looking up and seeing whatever the fuck. I can't remember what it was.
I've taken.
Baker, that's not how you dress a wound. What's wrong with you? That's the opposite of dressing a wound.
Gurgle out and die.
Yeah, there's no way I can save if he stabs him in the throat. So
that's fatal.
Well,
yeah, whether he was going to survive at all was up to really, throw of the dice. He might have survived.
Yeah, he might have. If I'd have made first aid checks, he certainly would have survived, at least for a little while.
He wanted to end the world. We were just talking about how we wanted to stay in London.
Yeah. Yes, that's true. But still, it's so unkind of you, Baker. I'm glad I hadn't gotten a start. If I'd have gotten a start, I'd be quite cross at you right now.
Where's Mr. Edgeworth and his lordship?
Oh, we'll get back to that in a moment.
Who? His lordship.
See what happened there. Which brings us back to the island. Where is Mr. Edgeworth? Well, we know where he is. Watching the Shantax find their way back to wherever they came from.
Mr. Illingsworth. I'm afraid it's delusional.
I'd like to. Is there any loose fabric we can drape the body over?
Oh
yeah.
He's probably got a jacket you could probably put over.
Yeah. Or take the keeper's bedding.
The keeper. I'm going to go over to Mr. Grissom.
I'm not doing it to be polite or kind.
I'm
trying to make sure that Dr. Payne doesn't see the body. Trying to just disassociate and being
fair enough.
Of Graves? How can you miss him? He takes up most of the fucking cottage. But I'm going over to Grissom. I'm going to try to help Grissom. Obviously, he was injured, so. And I'll shut up for a little bit. I got to pee. I'll be right back.
Yep. As for Mr. Edgeworth, so watching the Shantax depart, the king will stand. He's still standing. So this is Azazel. We've been here. You understand now, right?
I understand everything.
Of course. There are more things than these small-minded men would ever have imagined. And now you know that.
I imagine Edgeworth is just staring at the sky, blood slowly beginning to drip down from the corners of his eyes, just it's so much bigger than I could have possibly imagined.
But you see, my friend, you carry only one burden. And if I had gone to Azazel and never returned, I would have set down two. So it troubles me to ask this. And by the way, he's perfectly clear at this point. Uncannily calm.
He might not be picking up on that, though. He's lost a lot of sanity himself at this point.
Yeah, but it makes it even easier to see how calm this other man is in that circumstance. Which means I have to leave this burden with you. I'm too old, too far gone. They never would have believed me, and there was nothing I could do about it anyway. But you can carry this on. And I hate to lay such a burden on you. I've laid 1,000,000 burdens on 1,000,000 men. I've asked people to cross the globe and kill and die. And I've hardly ever, perhaps never, asked a man to do something so difficult.
It is the duty of the young to carry the torch.
Not all of the young. I would hardly trust my own sons with this. Few of them, anyway. Very few of them. None, really, when you get right down to it. And yet, so many.
Whatever you have to ask of me, Your Majesty. It's done.
There was... I can't... It's slipping now. It's fading now. I saw it clearly in Azazel. But here we are in St. James. And the colors are gone now. And it's all hazel and nutmeg, pepper. And the smell of lilac. Do you know lilac?
I do.
She always smelled of lilacs. I remember that. She would have been the only one I trusted. She was strong enough. And I wouldn't have had to ask anything else of her. Her mother wouldn't have even needed her. And now she's gone. And Azazel gone. And we're here. In bloody St. James. With ducks.
With the ducks.
And I despise fish. And here we are on an island. I should go home. It's been a long night.
Let's get you home, Your Majesty.
Let's do that.
About?
Now, over the next couple of days,
could we have escaped the island?
Oh, yeah.
Without anybody knowing we were there?
You have a boat.
Sweet.
The only person who knows you were there, who's still alive, is someone everyone else regards as crazy.
Yeah, I'm going to let all the birds out after I tend to Grissom, reload my weapons, and then be like, let's get out of here. Yep. There's going to be people here any minute.
And no one in the palace will acknowledge that the King of England was ever here.
I didn't even know he was here. I think Illingsworth is hallucinating or something. So sorry, go ahead. So over the next couple of days.
Over the next couple of days, first off, those of you who knew the king was there will receive a letter from the palace informing you in so many words that you are to be thanked for your services and your discretion. This also includes a monetary reward. None of you really need the money over much, but it comes with a check. In other words, here is a check for your discretion. We thank you for your service. You did a great job, and make sure you never tell anybody.
My letter goes into the fireplace.
Fair enough. It doesn't even say what you're not going to tell people about. They wouldn't even put that in writing.
Yeah, no, but regardless, he's leaving no evidence of any of it. So
fair enough. Yep. As for the island, the webbing is gone by Wednesday.
I expected that.
Except traces of it, which will linger until Friday.
I still have some in a jar. Does that disappear too?
Oh, no, you've still got that.
Oh.
So you've got one little piece of what was Azazel.
I'm going to give Edgeworth that. He can have it.
Yeah, if he wants it.
Yeah, I don't want it. He can have it.
That's fine. Those of you who took big sanity hits, there'll be time for recovery.
Oh my god!
And probably something in the way of some kind of help, we suppose.
I burned some.
And oddly enough, that's something that will come from the palace as well.
Okay.
In other words, a letter of recommendation, which will basically buy you a ticket to some of the people that... No, not Bedlam.
Thank God.
some of the more prominent alienists of the era.
Okay.
In particular, a French doctor by the name of Philippe Pinel,
I'm sorry.
who
Could
the
you
palace highly recommends.
Philippe
Pinel.
Kennel?
Pinel. With P.
Pinel.
The palace highly recommends him and will provide you a letter of recommendation that will allow you to basically jump the line if you want to see him.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Apparently, he's advised them on the king's condition from time to time. So there's a working relationship there. As for physical injuries, well, those you'll get better with in time.
Nobody got injured.
I say I never took any physical damage at all.
Graves-
right, that he completely
Graves
out of a place for
missed,
90
and then we all just shot him and stabbed him as fast as we could.
I know.
I tripped, but there was no physical damage.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm uninjured.
that was annoying, not dangerous. So yeah, so nothing to worry about there.
How about luck? How much luck do we get back?
All of our injuries were non-visible.
Yeah, there's that.
God, I'm down to almost half sanity.
I still haven't taken sanity.
So before we resume, you will get a chance to get some luck and some sanity back.
Okay.
Which we'll sort out probably next time. For the moment, though, a point that I wanted to make. First off, this actually concludes our first scenario. Well done. Secondly, Collins and Cameron will not be there either. They are also in the wind.
But they lived, right?
Well, we don't find their bodies, so I guess they're alive.
They're in
Did they come
the
back
wind.
with us on the boat, or were?
They will. Yeah, actually, no. You're right. They will come back with you.
Okay, because we would have gone. I would have wanted to look for them.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we know they're alive. They survived the whole thing, and then they go off wherever, France probably.
Your choice of phrasing made me think they were eaten by the monsters.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. They're gone.
They will suggest that you pay more attention to the Vickers Club, and that you never told them about what the Chambers said, but they also are not sure how much they trust the Princess de Soubet.
If they tell me that, if I'm within earshot when they mention that, I will warn them: do not trust her.
Yeah, they also that's the point, is they don't either.
Okay, well
they're not sure what her deal is, but she's what they do know is that she is also a practicing magician.
Great. I warn them very fervently to beware her from things I've heard, but I don't go into any details on where I heard it. So
they think so too.
Okay.
They're not sure who her friends are and whether she's connected to the Vickers Club at all, but both of those things are things you should probably steer clear of.
Steer clear of her and the Vickers Club is what they're saying?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. I don't want to go to the Vickers Club.
None of you are members of the Vickers Club, so that's fine. Yep.
I was wondering if I could invite Miss Delacour back to the arcade with her onto the chaperone.
And that was the next thing to discuss. You now have a much better grasp on what she saw up there and why. She's getting over some of it, but you know what the Tom's been talking about. So this is the point where you're either gonna make or break an engagement.
Do it, Edgeworth.
And the Tom favors you doing it.
Yeah. Can it be raining on the day that we go to the arcade?
You can pick a day that's raining, if you like. It rains in England a lot.
A lot.
So picking a day where it's raining is actually surprisingly easy.
I picture us standing under some shelter.
Mm-hmm.
And I just look at her, giving a look of understanding that I couldn't quite give before.
Yep.
That I have a deeper appreciation of what she went through. That beyond sympathy. And I look at her, and despite the rain, I say, the skies over London are quite clear today, and I think they will be for a while.
She
Marry me.
smiles, knowing, nodding. Yes. She had that same feeling, starting with the end of the conjunction.
I will say that my life is about to get very, very complicated. Would you care to join me?
Mr. Edgeworth, she says, is that a proposal?
It's a terrible one.
Because
I look
I tell you,
out.
as proposals go, it was lacking in color.
I suppose it will disappoint the ton. Then again, fuck the ton.
It will disappoint them. And they will be upset in the greatest volume, won't they?
I think so. I think so.
Which is the best reason I can imagine to do such a thing. Indeed. Fuck them collectively. And that, I think, is where we will wrap up the first run. One more little thing, by the way, fun fact. So, George III, actually was more than a little nuts. But he also was a patron of science, and one of the things he did was he built an observatory.
I didn't know
and
that.
was, among other things, a major supporter of the massive global scientific project to measure the transit of Venus in 1761.
Okay.
There we go.
So, yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, no, he saw that. His calculations concerning Venus were quite correct.
This
In
was
1761 and again in 1769, Venus transited the sun.
so
That's how we know how far the sun is from the Earth.
from the
They sent
transit.
people to all different latitudes to measure it at different latitudes.
Yeah, I looked at. You told us about that. This was just supposed to be a scouting mission.
Yeah, I know.
Now here's a question,
Time
Kevin.
doesn't wait like that.
Were you planning for them to hit Azazel that night immediately? Like, let's get this going, or were they gonna? Were originally were you planning on making them wait till Friday?
Planning? What is this planning you speak of?
I always
Say-
plan everything.
He's
Can we
saying
level
they
our
were gonna get
characters
there.
up too? Is that my other question? Can we level our characters up?
Oh, yeah.
I was
For
hoping to
God's
get a
sake.
whole bunch of people in, all these NPCs. They could help us fight these guys. We're just gonna go
but
check
then-
it out when to show Cameron and Collins Azazel. Oh shit, it's going down. No.
It's like-
I knew this was gonna happen.
I
Yeah,
did.
and of course,
Bones.
that, you know what the footman was doing there now, and why
Yeah.
the palace won't talk about
He's
it.
dead. They're all
Right.
dead. All the footmen are dead. None of them survived.
One of
did
one
they?
of one of Brown's followers shot him.
Yeah, one brown followers shot
Yeah.
him. The other got strangled, and the last one got sucked up into the air by.
Oh yeah, no, they were hunting for the king
They
to
all
bring
died.
him home because they didn't understand. They thought the king was simply insane. They didn't realize he actually knew something,
Oh, he knew everything. Everything.
which is why the Shantaks didn't strangle him, but
Yeah.
they did the others. He did not do any of that. The
I
Shantaks
was-
did all that.
I was hoping the king would make Edgeworth would knight him or something, unless I missed it happen, and get him in on the ground floor of.
No,
I know
to
he's
offer,
Maybe
crazy.
that's-
to offer
Maybe
you a
that's next
reward like
campaign.
that,
I missed what
Off-
you offered. I missed-
guys, to offer a reward like that would raise the question of why,
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
which
Exactly.
the palace cannot acknowledge.
Yeah. I'll just do
So
it.
that's
Also,
why they
I'm
sent
curious.
you a
Curious,
recommendation for a doctor, a sum of money, and a letter telling you to shut up about it. In other words, that was the most reward they could offer without acknowledging what happened.
I'm curious. Would Dr. Payne have gotten a letter? Because the king didn't
Oh, yeah.
know he was there.
Did I? So I got one of those letters too, as if I had seen the king. They told me the king was there. I still was like,
I believe someone mentioned your name
We-
at some
we
point,
all-
okay, fair
we
enough.
and
all
you
left
also
on the-
came back. You also
We
came
all
back
left on the
boat.
boat
Okay.
together. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Regardless.
Oh.
Oh, we did
Yeah,
take the
so-
king. Did we take the? Was the king on the boat with us?
How else was he getting back?
Holy crap! Okay,
You
I
got
did
in a
meet the
raft?
king. I did meet George
Okay,
III.
You wasn't going to raft
All right.
back.
I didn't.
I mean, you
I
weren't
don't
gonna leave
know.
him-
It never got said. So cool.
You could leave him to raft back, I suppose, but that's kind of rude.
Hey, did
I
Mr.
mean,
Grissom live, or is he? Does he go to Bedlam?
Grissom you'll be able to save his life.
Okay.
He's
Is he
gone.
completely
Mentally, he's
insane?
gone.
Aw.
Yeah.
Well, that night I would have also freed all the birds. Before
Yeah,
we left the
sure.
island, I would have gotten all the birds out of the cages and got them out because they're
Yeah.
probably gonna fucking die.
Because they can now fly and do their thing again.
Yeah.
Grissom was living with it for weeks. He's long gone.
I should have
He
taken him off
he
that
saved
island.
he saved the birds though.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, no, he's the one who's going to end up in Bedlam
Well,
as a
darn.
lifelong resident.
Bedlam sucks. Bedlam's awful.
Yeah.
Library
It kind of
use.
is.
Damn it. I don't think I'm gonna raise anything.
I got
Listen.
3 out of my 4.
Listen goes up.
Good.
10
Oh.
points. I'll take it.
There you go.
Well, I've already failed
Yeah.
library
Now-
use and first aid.
I'm going to go grab my phone so we can figure out when we will meet next because I need
Okay.
the calendar. So give me a moment.
Medicine. Will medicine
That
go
was-
up?
Hey,
Seriously?
everybody, that was an amazing game. You all did wonderfully. That was so good.
I talk too much.
I
Natural
apologize at
world.
points if I got too excited.
98 is 7 points in
was
natural
great.
world. 17. That was insane.
Okay, cool.
By the way, Josh, thank you for killing Graves. Thank you for killing Graves.
We didn't. We don't need to make a reoccurring villain.
No, reoccurring villains are cool, but Dr. Payne was in no position
Yeah.
to actually do what probably needed to be done, and
I
probably
was,
wouldn't have had
I
the.
was like, in the moment, Dr. Baker was like, is he with us here? Is he trying to be a good Samaritan, even though, like, the logic wasn't logicking?
No,
So
it
I was
wasn't.
like, I'm going to save you the trouble. That was the...
Oh, I'm not going Four is not great. My spot hidden went up. My psychology went up a little.
So far, my spot hidden is the only roll I failed to.
This is the roll.
succeed, Or
This is the roll I want. This is the roll I want.
That way.
Fuck. Oh,
Okay.
one. Mesmerism
There we
did
go.
not move.
I
That's so
got-
disappointing.
I got 2
Right.
of 3.
Okay, what are we thinking of in terms of next time? Is 2 weeks or so?
2 weeks would be the
2 weeks would take
30th.
us to the 30th of April.
Mhm.
How does that grab people?
That's fine with me.
yeah, it doesn't bother me any.
Okay, so let's aim for April 30th, 8 o'clock.
April 30th. Okay.
Yeah, the 8 p.m., by the way, is a little easier on me because I
Yeah.
was supposed to have a game today. We got snowed out.
Snowed out.
Yeah, it's snowing up here.
You're in New York State, right?
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's snowing. So I've had the last 2 days cancel.
It's been a
Which
minute.
sucks
since
because
I've,
it's good money.
Yeah.
Upgraded.
So
Is
hopefully they'll reschedule and I'll get the games anyway.
what dice do you roll to add more points?
D10.
D10. You're adding a D10 worth each time.
Yeah, my listen went up, and my natural world went up, my psychology went up, and my spot hidden went up, and everything else stayed the
And-
same.
My
Does anyone remember what
fighting
the
brawl went up. My fighting brawl went up.
Good.
My
I fired guns.
library use
I
went
fired
up.
both kinds of guns. Pistol.
My spot hidden went up.
Does anyone
Rifle.
remember what the reputation gain for getting engaged is?
No.
No.
I could look it up. I can get a hold of a book here in a moment. My
Yeah, I
rifle
don't have the
score
text
went up.
handy.
Rifle went up by 9. Holy
Nice.
crap. That's from
I
that
didn't have-
shooting Billy Ludd in the head.
My spot
Yep.
hidden went up by 8.
Also very nice.
I have to
My
read it.
spear went up by 7.
Nice. Pistol did not go up.
But I had 6 of my 8 skills. I all increased. So
Very nice.
The only one I missed
Yeah.
was listen.
Oh,
of
and
course. I thought it was weird though. The 2 that I did not raise were some of my lower scores, but of course.
and also don't
Reputation.
forget, all of you all of you will also gain was a D4 in Brawl by this point if you finish the course of study from the book on boxing.
Cool.
Oh, sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, I took
was
one of those.
I was
Don't-
doing that.
Yeah.
Also,
Because that was
question.
the thing.
I got finished
Take
and learned
that.
the spell. Did anybody else want the little spell book
No.
to learn that spell?
Nope. Nope.
So you've got chant of,
assume-
you've got chant of Thoth to your credit.
Ah, fuck. I only got a point for my brawl. That's okay.
I got a point.
Oh, you said. I thought you said we would get 4. Oh,
Up
roll.
1d4.
You get a D4 for
Yeah.
completing the course.
I'm at 26 for brawl. I'm still
To add to brawl. The nice thing is it's free.
I'm almost to 50%.
Yeah. No, I wasn't complaining about it either way. So I just wanted to make
Oh,
sure.
that's a question.
And if you rolled and gained for brawl, you add that on top. So it is.
Well, I
totally-
gotcha. I didn't attempt a brawl check.
I didn't fight
so
anybody. What about
Okay.
what
I was
about
gonna go
reputation?
hand to hand with Graves.
Uh,
A little bit
Well-
better at brawling because I succeeded on the grapple back in Oxford.
Nice.
and then you get a D4 on top of that as well from reading the course.
Using luck.
I rolled a 1.
Yeah, I
I'm
rolled a
gonna
1
put-
too. Uh oh, it's me. Okay, everybody, it looks like I froze. So, oh wait,
No, you're good.
oh you're back.
I can still hear
Everybody,
ya. I can
everybody
hear ya.
froze, and I figured it was
Okay.
on my side.
Yeah, no, it's you.
That happened to me
That's-
earlier when I disconnected and tried to get back
Improving.
on. Everyone froze for me.
Alright, everything.
Yeah, what I don't remember is how much you get, how much reputation you get for
For
stuff like
engaged.
getting engaged.
I'm
Yeah.
trying to find that. There's reputation losses.
There's ways to gain reputation.
Yeah, improving reputation.
There it is.
Every time an investigator. Nope, this is etiquette rolls. Truly heroic or noble act garners a plus 10 reputation point. Wait a minute. Further. Here we go. It's at the end of the scenarios. Seems like a dumb place to put them. In chapter
That is a dumb
4.
place to put them.
Chapter 4. The end of the. I haven't read the scenarios in this book because I didn't. In case anybody ever wanted to. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm looking. What? How about for
Very good.
going and helping the poor there? Oh, there's only one scenario. It's probably in the epilogue.
Okay.
167.
Well, worst to worst, I'll look it up at some point. We'll figure it out.
Okay.
But some of you are also in the line for gaining reputation points. Now, defeating the Shantax, you are not. Oh, and
Do we get
one more
sanity?
little. What's that?
Do we get any sanity for like? Dealing with
you,
all
you
this?
didn't defeat them directly, but you still
No.
dealt with them. So each of you will get a D10 of sanity back.
Oh, that is super nice. I hope I roll well in this one.
Yeah. Plus, you might get more from attending any kind of medical help.
Oh yes, I will be
Perhaps.
attending every medical. 2,
Yeah.
son of a bitch.
I got 5!
I got 5 as well.
That's my luck.
Yay!
I'm up to 40 points of sanity. Oh, I have an indefinite.
I should have an indefinite as well.
Yeah,
From
I got over
when
10
I
points
killed
tonight.
you guys
I mean,
that I don't think we ever worked
we're-
out.
We're resting. We're resting between
Right.
Yep.
scenarios, so shouldn't that reset?
It only resets if you actually succeed at getting sanity back,
Which you did.
We just did.
which we did.
I
No,
believe that-
not for the end of a scenario, but for like care. Once
Yeah,
you get once you get points back, if you make
Oh,
one
I
of the
gotcha.
successful rolls to get sanity back,
Yeah.
then it can eliminate an indefinite. If I remember
Well, I will
correctly.
leave it to you to decide the short term effects of that.
Ooh.
They're probably not good. Oh, and Mr.
I'm-
Edgeworth?
Oh, I'm using umbrellas now.
Yeah, umbrellas.
No.
Okay. You also, or what are you at mythos wise now?
Me?
I'm currently at 9%.
Okay, good.
He's solid.
Oh, I was going to add one more thing. Dr. Blythe
It's all his
will
fault.
actually finish the translation of the Enzilu tablet,
Oh no.
Oh,
and he will not go into the details. All he'll want to say is that he's finished the translation. It is a spell, and what it's good for is basically killing everyone you know.
Yep, don't want to even know about that. Not for me. Edgeworth can have it.
Not for me.
I think we fall under the everyone he knows category.
Exactly. No, he has no intention of sharing it.
Good.
Good.
Point is that he's figured out what it does, what it theoretically does, and he has exactly zero intention of sharing it with anyone.
Okay. And then Wednesday I go back into
Although
the poor
Practice.
neighbors
Oh.
and the poor neighborhood, and I try to help people. They don't know I
Although-
was involved in anything that happened on the island. Everybody's dead, right?
that's right. And Dr. Blythe, incidentally, turns out a few months later, published a pamphlet on the possibilities of alternative realities.
Oh my god.
Like, say, Azazel.
He can have it. Yeah, we didn't get Blythe. We didn't bring him. All these people that I listed, like, I was so hoping to get Delacourt's brother, because he's a crack shot, and we certainly could have used that.
Yep.
Oh, it's
well,
like
sometimes you got to deal with what you got.
everything happened so quickly at the end there. It was just like,
Yep.
Yep.
that was good.
Yep.
That was fun,
But that's
Kevin.
how it goes.
That was
Well,
really
That was
fun.
good.
insane.
Kevin,
All right.
excellent work.
Well, thank you.
Okay, I've erased all my checks.
So,
My checks
next
are gone.
time,
I've murdered
Yep.
a man.
yep. So next time we turn either to
Nope.
what happened to Joseph Wibble and
Oh,
why is he
Wibble!
in
I
town.
kept forgetting about that fucker.
Yeah,
There's
I
too
think
much
maybe
other
we start
shit.
there next time.
Oh, great.
Yeah, why is he in town?
It's his son, or his. It might not be related. Maybe it's just nothing. Yeah, it's nothing.
Oh no, we know he's related to the original. He's his nephew.
Do we?
Yes, we do.
Oh, damn it!
He is Dr. Wibble's nephew.
Oh my God.
We know
So
that he's the
Wibble's
son of Wibble's
next.
younger brother.
I never got a chance to look him up. Everything
No,
was
you
happening
didn't
so
yet.
quickly.
I
I didn't
know.
get a chance to send a letter to the Impossible. I do send a letter to the Impossible Chamber the next
That's
day.
the thing. Takes 10
Everything
minutes.
is fine, and I just mail it off,
Yep.
and they can deal with it.
And nobody else shared Chant of Thoth.
No, Edgeworth, didn't you want it?
Did you
Good
want
for
the
right
spell?
now. I've taken enough sanity damage.
You
I'm
don't
good
take
for right now.
you don't take sanity damage unless you cast it, but you can
Yeah.
learn it. But I would have offered it to
Oh, you took
you.
sanity
I offered it
damage
to
when
Illingsworth and Baker too. I've got
No,
a
it
book
costs-
I'm
like
It costs no
I'll
sanity to
take
learn
it.
it. It only
It's
costs sanity to use
Chant
it.
of Thoth for Dummies.
I'll take it.
It's
Yeah.
the notes that the chamber provided. What the
Yeah.
spell does essentially is it costs, when casting it, is a D3 of sanity, and as many magic points as you wish to spend.
Mm-hmm.
For every magic point you invest, you get a +2 on your next knowledge roll.
Oh, yeah.
I know
So-
it,
I'll take it.
and it's
It's like
super
that's
easy to
what
learn.
that's what Brown was using to help translate the Enzilu tablet.
Ah.
He didn't have many points in Sumerian. He did have a supply of magic points and Chant of Thoth.
He probably had pretty good power. He had a
I
good
do it.
power.
Okay, I'll
So
take
he
Chant
was-
of Thoth.
That's how he was.
Yeah.
That's how he was translating.
And then once he gives me the book back, nobody else wanted it, right? Baker didn't want to learn it, did he?
no. I'd say I didn't
Yeah.
want to learn.
Some time is going
Yeah.
to pass, right, Kevin? You're going to let a month or so
Yeah.
pass or something? Okay,
Yeah,
or
at
2
least.
months or 6 months. Okay, so nobody wanted. So then once I get it back, that's when a letter is going to go to the Impossible Chamber saying, I'll tell them I'll just say, come pick this up. And whatever agent picks it up, I will say, Edgeworth learned the spell as well as I. And then
Okay.
send
You'll
it
keep
back.
track of
That's
that.
all. Yeah.
Okay. And if it's
And thanks for the
11:30,
help at
Yeah.
Duck Island.
Yep, we should probably wrap things up. So I will see you all in 2 weeks' time.
Right.
Okay.
Well done, everybody.
Thanks
Yeah.
again,
Good
Kevin.
night, Kevin. That was good.
Good night,
That's
guys.
fucked up, man.
Thank you.
That's pretty
Excellent.
fucked up.
Round of
That's
applause.
pretty fucked up.
Well, thank you very much. Take care, everybody.
Night.
Yep. Take care.
Take care.
Bye.
Have a happy Easter.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right, it's Easter weekend, isn't
That's
it?
next. Wait,
Yeah,
but
I
you're
will be.
Jewish, aren't you, Kevin?
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
do the Jewish celebrate Easter? Because I don't honestly know.
They just
Passover.
celebrated Passover.
Passover. Okay. Okay.
I also
I don't know
missed that.
much about
also.
Judaism personally, so.
I honestly I don't I am only Jewish insofar as when the Nazis come looking.
Oh, and
They'll find
meanwhile,
me.
bye everybody. Let's say goodbye to the stream because we're still streaming. Sorry.
Bye. Bye.